Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 10 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 10-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 5 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 5-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 2 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 2-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 1 minute from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 1-minute time check, stations.
on the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield. This is Hawkeye Baseball. Iowa Hawkeye Baseball is brought to you by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Hy-Vee, score big savings with a Hy-Vee Perks membership. Iowa Corn. You might think Iowa just grows corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. Also brought to you by Oak Knoll Retirement Community, Travel Leaders, Destinations Unlimited, the official travel partner of the Hawkeyes, and by University of Iowa Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Hawkeye Baseball is on the air.
From the campus of the University of Iowa, it's baseball time in Iowa City. Live from Duane Banks Field, it's the series opener between the visiting Ohio State Buckeyes and the Iowa Hawkeyes. Good afternoon and welcome to the broadcast booth at Banks alongside my fine color analyst John Evans. I'm John Leo. Back into conference play today as Iowa heads into its final 3 games of this homestand. Ohio State is in town with a 6-12 record, and they are 0-3 in the Big Ten. But, man, the Buckeyes have played a tough schedule, especially out of conference. Arizona State, Auburn, Alabama, Coastal Carolina, NC State, just to name a few on that tough Ohio State schedule as we get down to the meat of the season. Iowa is 11-8. The Hawks are 4-2 in the league. Iowa is in a 3-game winning streak. They have series wins over Rutgers and Michigan State in the Big Ten. Cade Obermuller starts on the mound as Iowa searches for the elusive series opening win. It's the Buckeyes and the Hawkeyes. It's Ohio State and Iowa. Live from Banks with first pitch coming in a bit. Iowa's on a 3-game winning streak after taking the final 2 of the series against Michigan State and then picking up a midweek win over UIC on Tuesday night. The Hawkeyes took down the Flames 4-1. Let's hear some highlights from that one. No balls and a strike on Moore with 2 outs, bases empty. Iowa down 1-0 in the first. Reese hits this a ton to left center field. It's carrying well. Get going, baby. It is gone. Reese ties us up with a bomb to left center. Here's the 1-1. Hit on a line into the left field corner. It's down and over the left fielder's head. 1 run is in for the Hawks. They're going to send another. Here comes Guerin. The throw to the plate. He is out. We'll do it again at 2-2. Here's the pitch from Jacobowski. Miles hits it off the bag at third. It pops up into left field. Mitchell's going to score. Moore's getting to third base, and Risley winds up at second. 3-1 Hawks.
I don't know if the base is loaded that I'd try to get too far inside here like I might in a different situation.
Count even at 2. The pitch from Hart. Swing and a miss. He got him to chase on the third one. Third time's a charm, John. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Dete comes set. He kicks and fires. Swing and a miss. And that'll do it. Hawks win it 4-1 over UIC. And so the Hawkeyes now at 11-8 on the season bring a 3-game winning streak into today's series opener with Ohio State as the Hawkeyes will look to get one of those series opening wins, something that has eluded the Hawkeyes this season so far. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, John talks with left-handed closer Ben Dete right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide, experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides a direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. You'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. For 24/7 support, call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org. A message from Iowa HHS.
Whether you're traveling for business, pleasure, sports, or with one of our guided tours, our team of travel experts at Travel Leaders Destinations Unlimited will ensure you have a memorable, worry-free experience. Let our professional travel advisors with extensive travel experience and destination knowledge handle your every travel need. Family-owned and operated, Travel Leaders Destinations Unlimited has been serving the Hawkeye community for many years, receiving the Agency of Choice Awards several times. Make your travels easy with Travel Leaders Destinations Unlimited at duagency.com.
The silly moments, the proud moments, even the hard moments. They're what make life remarkable. And they're why Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here for every moment. Committed to making healthcare better, more affordable, with more choices for care. And service and coverage that give you peace of mind no matter what comes your way. So you can show up for every tender moment, every brave moment, and every wouldn't miss it for the world moment, knowing that Blue is here for you. Go to wellmark.com/every moment to find a plan right for you.
Brown Deer Golf Club offers a pure golf experience. Manicured bent grass fairways with tees and greens carved into gracefully rolling landscape. Challenging, yet extremely playable. Improve your game with PGA instruction and our full-service pro shop. Treat yourself to Bunker's Bar and Grill for lunch or dinner. And our scenic Greenview Banquet Room is perfect for weddings or any special event. Brown Deer Golf Club, a stunning country club setting at affordable public rates.
Welcome back to Hawkeye Baseball, and here with Hawkeye relief pitcher Ben Detay. Ben, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, let's talk about just how did you get to Iowa? You know, start wherever you want, but what was the journey like for you before college baseball?
Yeah, I went to Valley High School in West Des Moines, Iowa, local Iowa kid. Grew up and just loved baseball, played it as much as I could. Loved the outfield. Spent my fair time out there. Went to Iowa Central right after high school for 2 years. Suffered through COVID that freshman year, and was lucky enough to hit and pitch both there. Come sophomore year, got the call from Marty and couldn't pass up the opportunity to come to Iowa, and have been here for the last 4 years. So going on 6, and it's been quite a journey.
Let's say you've been around I think as long as I have. So you were my first year when your first year at Iowa. What was, I think I remember you got the ball in Charleston for the first time. That didn't go really well, and then that season really went off the rails for you.
No, yeah.
Health-wise.
Yeah.
What was the rehab like and being away? Because I assume you'd probably never been hurt as a youth, at least not for that length of time as a kid.
Yeah. The funny thing about Charleston is I got the ball and I immediately walked 3 guys, and then Paul Skeens against Air Force. Paul Skeens comes up to the plate and flies out. So my first ever out for Iowa was a sac fly to Paul Skeens, and then I got pulled, as I should have. And then, the year, didn't go as planned, but that's how things go sometimes. Tore my UCL in that last weekend against Indiana in the 30-16 routing, and Kyle Huckstorf's 3 home run game, which was full of emotions. And then, had UCL surgery, spent a year, come back from that, which has given me my 6th year, and it's just been, it's been a lot of fun, which isn't usually how a lot of people aren't lucky enough to say that, but I am. I've had a lot of fun here, and I've learned a lot, got to meet a lot of new people, and it's been great, John.
Is that one of the things, especially now as an older, experienced guy, you're able to kind of take some of that and look back at the injury and go, if it wasn't for the injury, I might not have the experience I'm having now, and you're able to maybe leverage that a little bit?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it sucks to have to sit out a year and watch from the sidelines for a while, but you also get to spend another year in college, and that's never a bad thing.
Don't need to rush adulthood.
No,
it'll be fine.
Absolutely not. And then, you just work on everything you can at that point and get strong mentally, and I like to think I am, and and as a 24-year-old, you probably should be at this game. It's a hard game, but yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So let's talk about the mental strong part of it. You're the trusted back end guy, one of the left-handers at the back end of the bullpen. Closing role's a little bit like maybe a wide receiver or something. You get a ball thrown to you, you drop it, or something happens, and as a closer, you're going to do everything you can to close it out. Some days that doesn't go your way. How does that mentality, again, kind of using that mental toughness in the closing role? Yeah,
I think the first step in that is to not necessarily label yourself as one thing. Is you can look at it and be like, I want to go out there and close games, but I'm ultimately just here to play a role and win as many baseball games with the team as I can. And there's going to be other guys that find themselves in positions like that too. And it's not just me at this point. So we, it's just about getting in the win column every single day, and sometimes I have that opportunity and sometimes I don't. And just sticking with that every day and knowing that our team is going to get there.
You and I had a great conversation, I think it was after the Washington State outing, and you're like, man, I'm throwing too many strikes.
Yes.
Is that something your 18-year-old self would have ever thought would have ever been said in your lifetime?
No. I've always kind of been labeled as a strike thrower, even though it's not necessarily true. I love walking guys, simply put. And this year something that has changed a little bit, and that's not a bad thing at all. It's just something I got to learn and adjust to. But yeah, too many strikes. Never thought that'd be a problem, yet here we are.
And it's not even really, for you, at the level you're at now, it's not even really the strikes, right? It's more the strike quality. You want to throw strikes. You don't want to drive one right down the middle of the plate. You want to catch your edges that you're aiming for.
Absolutely.
Or down.
Yeah. It's all about quality pitches and not finding the middle of the zone when you don't need to be in the middle of the zone.
Pitching staff this year has been really good. Tuesday night wasn't the best the pitching staff has been. Does it matter to you when you come in the 8th inning then? And I mean, do you watch the game, or is it all your process and you're separate from everything that's happened before you anyway?
I think the beauty of being a bullpen guy is when you come in, it's a new page that's turned, and whatever the situation is, you just got to go in there and shut it down and get 3 outs without giving up any runs, regardless of what day it is or who you're playing or the situation. Your goal is to go in there, get 3 outs, and sit back down.
Love it. It's just that simple, right?
Very simple. Simple game.
Keep to the process and just keep going through it.
Absolutely.
All right, buddy, I'm going to let you go. I know everybody's starting to warm up, but I really appreciate your time. Thanks. It's been fun watching you.
Appreciate it.
Ben Dete, Hawkeye reliever. We'll be back with Coach Heler after the break. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Different people have different needs. Delta Dental of Iowa has affordable dental and vision coverage that meets you where you are. Small business on a budget? We have options with no employer costs. Traditional Medicare plans don't cover dental, but we do. And if you can't get benefits at work, you can buy direct from us. Plus, we give back to your community. Visit sharinghealthysmiles.com and choose Delta Dental. For your smile, for your health, for your community.
Iowa Hawkeyes women's basketball forward Hannah Stolke teamed up with 22 and Vine at Riverside Casino and Golf Resort to bring you an exclusive creation, the Hamburger. This mouthwatering masterpiece features 2 delicious sausage and beef patties with crispy bacon jam, melted American cheese, and a perfectly fried egg, all nestled on a French toast caramelized brioche bun. Experience the Hamburger today, available only at 22 and Vine. It's a game changer.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles, or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
Across Iowa, you don't have to look far to find a bank that's got your back. From just around the corner to the next town over, hundreds of neighborhood banks are going the distance to ensure your future looks brighter than ever. By providing jobs, supporting local businesses, strengthening communities, and helping your dreams become reality. Here, the life you build is backed by Iowa banks. See how banks are making a difference near you at iowabankers.com.
Welcome back to pregame coverage of Iowa Hawkeye baseball today. Another Big Ten series here in Iowa City with Ohio State in town. We're joined by head coach of the Hawkeyes, Rick Heler. Coach, midweek win over UIC. Let's recap that a bit.
Well, that's about it. It was a win, and as poorly as we played the first 3 innings, pretty impressive really that we got out of there only giving up 1 run. You know, we had some guys that put themselves in some jams, but then we worked out. You know, Jack Whitlock came in and got us out of 1 jam right off the bat in the first inning, and then Chaz Wheatley got us out of a jam. And then once we got to the fourth inning on the pitching side, it kind of settled down, and some guys threw really well, and it was good to see. And offensively, we gave them one in the first, and then Reese Moore homered in the bottom half, which is always good to answer back. And so we're tied, and we scored a run in the next 2 innings, and end up getting another one, in the seventh, I think. And that was about it. Offensively, kind of a slow night for us, and on the mound, like I said, first 3 innings were a little scary, and happy to get out of there with a win and move on to today.
When you talk about that game against UIC, it was a tough one that required engagement for the whole 9 innings, right? You never really broke it open, so the guys had to stay locked in the whole time. Were you pleased with that effort?
Yeah, I mean, there was no letdown that way. It just, with the guys that we had seen, I wish we could have put some more runs, so I could have made some substitutions. I just was in a bad place because we had our better defensive lineup out there, and then in the close game, you're not going to pull your defense, to get some hitters in, and that was the only disappointing part. But for the most part, I mean, it was a good game. Tip your hat to UIC. They made plays and made pitches when they had to, and we just didn't do a whole lot.
All right, we'll open the series with Ohio State today. Coach, the series opening win has been a touch elusive for the team this year. Is there anything that you can pinpoint on what's going on with that? What do you got, Coach?
We didn't win the first one.
Yeah,
we blew a game in the seventh inning, and then we blew.
You're talking going back to USF? Is that what you're talking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we blew a game in game 2, and then we blew a game in game 3, and so. Subconsciously, we got to beat that, I mean, unfortunately, that stuff is real. I mean, it seems like we've overcome it with all the other days, but so far, Friday has been elusive, and I think a lot of it has to do with, us not being able to be mental game warriors enough to just play the next pitch and figure out a way to get it done. And, last week was the one that shocked me the most because usually when you get a pinch hit home run or something crazy like that in the bottom of the ninth to tie the game, you find a way to get the W, and we found a way to lose it in the 11th. But the positive thing is every Friday we've had a chance to win it. Mm-hmm. And I mean, right there, extra innings twice, 1 run the other times, and we just need to keep playing well, and baseball's a crazy game, as you know, and hopefully today's the day. But I'm more worried about Ohio State in general with their offense. They were really tough on us last year. It was just we talk about how you can look at records and you can look at teams, but Ohio State is, if they're not the best team we played, they're the most athletic, talented team that we played. Their offense is, without question, the best offense we faced this year. And, you're talking about a team that opened up, three games at Arizona State, Auburn, Alabama, Coastal Carolina, on down the list. And they've seen legitimate arms most weeks. And then they got to open up conference at Indiana, which is a really tough place to play with the wind blowing out, and it was, and one of the better teams in our league. They're coming in here. I mean, even though we have good arms, it's not going to scare them with the guys they faced, and they pose some matchup issues for us with all their left-handed hitters. They have a bunch of plus runners on this team, and including some guys that we haven't seen, like 3-8 down the line. I mean, really fast guys. And also some thump in the lineup, some power. And wind blowing out a little bit today and this weekend. It's just going to be, we have to pitch really well. The issues they've had have come on the mound, and it's not a stuff issue for them. They've got some quality arms. It's just they've had trouble with free bases, particularly the last 4 innings of the game, and it's cost them some wins.
So the key there offensively against Ohio State would be, stick with it, and you got a chance to win it late, like we've been in opportunities in some of our games this year.
Yeah, and try to keep it close and not let them break it open.
Get into that bullpen too.
Yeah, get in the bullpen, and the guy we're facing today. This is only like his third outing, and they're kind of searching. He pitched well at Indiana, was their one starter that pitched well. But he's only had a couple. He's been hit around once, pitched good once. He's a guy that he sinks it. Everything has down action. His fastball is going to be 90, 92, maybe 93, and he's going to have arm side run, and it's pretty significant arm side run. It's going to move a lot into the right-handers away from the left-handers. And he kind of throws the kitchen sink at you. He's going to throw like 5 pitches at you, Ryan Butler, and and the key with him is like a lot of guys we talk about for our team is just laying off the bottom of the zone. And then if you have to give him a strike here or there to do that, then we need to do that. It's going to be a long day for us if we're up there chasing at the bottom of the zone. We need to get him to elevate and really just stick to our plan. If you're sitting on a pinch, you can't get caught in between pitches when you don't get it, And then on the other side, the hard part about that is it's got to be yes, 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 no. I mean, it's got to be load to swing and hit the brakes, and hopefully we're dialed in today with that. And I've got quite a few lefties in the lineup, and his lefty splits are worse than the righties. So hopefully the lefties can do some damage, and if it's pull side damage, the wind will help them to right field.
So with that being said, Coach, do you certainly lean into the offensive lineup than you've got this weekend against Ohio State? Do you want to put the offensive threats out there in your lineup?
Well, I mean, it all depends on the win, and it all depends on who they're facing. But for me, it's more about holding down and keeping their speed off base. Okay. They've already stole 38 bases, and they're the type of team that, if you remember back to last year, whenever Brody Breck pitched, his stuff is so good that he ended up giving up several hits on weak contact, like swinging bunts.
Yeah.
Well, these are the type of guys that can kill you with that, because with the speed they have, they have bad contact with 2 strikes, something like that. They're going to probably beat that out. I mean, you're not going to be able to throw them out on those type of plays, and that's what they did to us a lot last year. They had a lot of weak contact hits that fell, and then we fell apart on Sunday. And they beat us up pretty bad. We did get one, but it's a tight game, 3-2. The thing that's going to happen today is Cade has to pitch better. He's got to handle the left-handers better, and there's no reason why he can't, but he's got to do that. And here for the last couple of weeks, you can say it was possibly conditions, because Cade had to play. Cade had to pitch the last 2 Fridays in about as offensive a conditions as you could face with wind howling out, and today it's blowing out, but not like it was the last 2. But Cade needs to buckle down and get those lefties out and get that slider over, and he'll have a lot of success if he does.
Has he been making adjustments the last couple of weeks, or has it just been sticking to the process?
No, I mean he's working on it. His bullpens have been fantastic, and he's been dialed in and dialing it up where it needs to be, and then gets into the game on Friday, and a lot of times it kind of leaves him, especially late in the counts when he's been getting hurt. He hasn't been able to finish guys off, which is rare for him. And I know Sean and Wes and the guys have been working real hard, and Cade too. And I think it's just a matter of him just keep building that confidence and trust it and throw it where it's supposed to be. And if he does that, he's going to be fine. His stuff's plenty good enough. It's just he's been missing location quite a bit in counts when he needed to be finishing guys off.
First-year head coach for Ohio State, Coach, but he looks like he had a pretty good career at Campbell. What do we know about them and maybe some of the changes that he would make to the program, that if you have any familiarity with them?
I really don't, other than I know him a little bit. I know Justin Hare a little bit. He's a great guy and great coach. Has really done it. He really did a nice job at Campbell in a situation, not a power conference, and but played like a power team. And he's a good recruiter and good baseball, good all-around coach is what I would call him. Just a really solid solid baseball guy, and he's a culture builder too, which is really important if you're gonna, longevity-wise, which he's shown you that when he was at Campbell, and he is a guy who's going to come in there and I believe is going to really do some positive things.
Hopefully starting after this weekend, Coach. This is the last home weekend before a pretty long trip on the road with a couple of trips to Minnesota and to Northwestern, and then some midweeks on the road in between that. So final few home games before we hit the road for a long time, Coach. Just think about some momentum that we could build with these 3 against Ohio State this weekend.
Yeah, it's always about defending the home field and playing well here. You have to. I mean, because winning on the road is not easy, regardless of who you play, And as you said it, I mean, we're going on a 9-game road trip. I mean, that's rough, and including 2 midweeks in there that are going to be on the road next week and the week after. And tough places to play. The weather's not going to be great, cold and rainy next week at Minnesota, and then another cold weekend at Northwestern. I've never been there and been warm. And
that's right. That's true.
True. Maybe this is the year.
Hopefully.
So with that being said, your point is dead on. I mean, what we've been talking about is just, we know who we are. We know what we need to do. We have to play clean. We have to play clean defense. We need to play clean on the mound and make them earn it, and just really, really do a good job with 9 guys battling up and down the lineup, not have the voids. We hadn't had one of those days where we had the voids until this past Tuesday was a day where there were some pretty big voids and empty at-bats for 4 or 5 spots in the lineup, which isn't good. But, that's the way it is in baseball. I mean, there are going to be those days, and hopefully we got it out of the way, and we've been in a real good place, and I hope we come out today with the kind of energy and focus that we need to have a chance to win. And as you said, hopefully we can get another series or even better and be ready to rock and roll on that 9-game road trip.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck against Ohio State today.
All right, thanks, John.
Head coach of the Hawkeyes, Rick Heler, on our pregame show from Banks. We're back with starting lineups and first pitch right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Gary Dolphin, and if you want your home to be exceptionally comfortable during these cold Iowa winters and hot, humid summers, you need to turn to Dave Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Lennox has been serving Iowa consumers since 1895, when Dave Lennox built his first furnace in Marshalltown, and Lennox is still building its high-efficiency furnaces and air conditioners there today. For the best home comfort system you can buy, it's Lennox and your local Lennox dealer. Lennox and the Hawkeyes. Now there's a winning combination.
American Equity salutes today's hero of the game. As a proud sponsor of the ongoing recognition of our military during Hawkeye games this season, please join American Equity in thanking all who have served our country. American Equity is more than just retirement savings and income products. They are committed to providing you best-in-class service and high-quality retirement income that helps deliver the independence to dream and reach your goals. To learn more about American Equity, please visit their website at american-equity.com.
John Evans and John Leo in the broadcast booth at Duane Banks Field in Iowa City. Ohio State and Iowa, the series opener between the Buckeyes and the Hawkeyes, coming to you in just a few moments. The teams are out of their dugouts. We're getting set for first pitch, but first it is today's national anthem. We'll step aside. We'll be back with starting lineups and first pitch right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Different people have different needs. Delta Dental of Iowa has affordable dental and vision coverage that meets you where you are. Small business on a budget? We have options with no employer costs. Traditional Medicare plans don't cover dental, but we do. And if you can't get benefits at work, you can buy direct from us. Plus, we give back to your community. Visit sharinghealthysmiles.com and choose Delta Dental. For your smile, for your health, for your community.
Iowa Hawkeyes women's basketball forward Hannah Stuelke teamed up with 22 and Vine at Riverside Casino and Golf Resort to bring you an exclusive creation, the Hamburger. This mouthwatering masterpiece features 2 delicious sausage and beef patties with crispy bacon jam, melted American cheese, and a perfectly fried egg, all nestled on a French toast caramelized brioche bun. Experience the Hamburger today. Available only at 22 and Vine. It's a game changer.
Welcome back to Duane Banks Field, Ohio State and Iowa to open up the weekend. Before we get you today's starting lineups, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. 10-second station ID. This is Iowa Hawkeye Baseball. All right, before we get you today's starting lineups, let's welcome in my excellent color analyst, John Evans. John, all right, opportunity here for the Hawks, another 3-game set in the conference.
Well, it's first opportunity or next opportunity to win a Friday, so let's do that. I was able to get a win last Friday, so maybe that bucked the trend when they played the doubleheader on Friday, won the second game of the doubleheader, so maybe started a new try there.
Let's get a series opening win today. Cade Obermuller will pitch. He's about to take the mound as the Hawkeyes are ready to sprint onto the field from the first base dugout. Ohio State in town, 6-12 on the season. Don't let that deceive you, though. Ohio State's got a pretty good team. They've played a really tough non-conference schedule. They were swept at Indiana to open conference play. So the Buckeyes 6-12. They're 0-3 in the Big Ten. Here is the starting lineup for Ohio State as they will bat first this afternoon. Trey Lipsy, the right fielder, will bat first. Lee Ellis, the shortstop, bats second. Tyler Petterini, the second baseman, will bat third. Middle of the order for Ohio State today, Matthew Gravlin, the left fielder, Mason Eckelman, the catcher, and Ryan Miller over there at first base. 7, 8, 9, Nick Jamarusti, the DH, Reggie Bussey, the catcher, and Mark Stevens, the third baseman, will round out the Ohio State batting order. The Hawkeyes have taken the field. Defensively, this is how the black and gold will look today. On the infield, left to right, Jackson Frost at third, Gable Mitchell at short. Ben Swales is the second baseman today. And over at first is Caleb Wolf. In the outfield, left to right, is Ben Wilmus, Miles Risley, and Jackson Beeman. Today's starting catcher is Dan Rogers, and Iowa's starting pitcher this afternoon is the left-handed local product from Iowa City. This is Cade Obermuller.
0-2 on the season with a 4.23 ERA. He's got 5 starts, 27 2/3 innings. He's given up 28 hits, 16 runs. Only 13 of those are earned, giving up 3 home runs. Walked 9, struck out 33. So it's a new leaf Cade in that been in the strike zone a lot. Just hasn't quite been able to, heard Coach Heler talk about maybe put away some of the hitters. And then kind of that key clutch moment of the game, maybe the other team's gotten the better of him. And so see if Cade can really come in, shut down a pretty solid hitting Ohio State lineup. Ohio State's problem hasn't necessarily been at the plate as much as on the mound. So Cade will have a good matchup to go get some hitters. And as you heard Coach Heller say too, a lot of left-handed hitters. So a little bit unusual in the number of left-handers. He's going to see 5 left-handed hitters in the Ohio State lineup.
One thing we've learned about Iowa, they're a pretty good team that handles the pressure, considering that they've won quite a few series this year, and they've all come on the second and third days or second and third games.
Yeah, really, both Big Ten series obviously worked out that way, and the Stetson weekend worked out that way. So you'd like to not dig yourself a hole, though.
Obermuller pitching to Trey Lipsy to get us started. Lefty on lefty. Lipsy swings and fouls off the first pitch. We're underway at Banks. 3:03. The first pitch comes in from Cade Obermuller. These teams met last year in Columbus, and the series went back and forth with Ohio State winning games 1 and 3. No balls and a strike on Lipsy, the right fielder. It's a chopper to the right side. Swales moves over to grab it. It's going to have to hurry. Throw to first is in time. And the Hawkeyes keep the speedy Lipsy off the base paths.
Yeah, you saw, or you heard you describe there what Coach Heler mentioned, a ball that wasn't hit very hard. Swales went back into short right field to get it, and Lipsy hustling down the line makes that a really close play on a ground ball to second.
Ohio State, a team that averages just over 8 runs per game offensively. They're 4th in the Big Ten with 38 stolen bases, so let's keep them off the base paths this weekend. Here's Lee Ellis, right-handed hitter for the Buckeyes. First pitch, swing and a miss. Good-looking slider from Cade to get ahead early.
That one was dirty. Back foot breaking ball there.
Ellis, right-handed hitter. He's the shortstop for the Buckeyes. Here's the 0-1. Hit in the air and foul down the line and left. He was ready for that pitch from Cade, but it was just too far inside to keep it between the white lines.
Off the concrete twice. Two late arriving fans got a easy souvenir there. 108 off the bat, but no chance to keep that fair.
0-2 is the count on Ellis. Obermuller from the stretch, the pitch. It's high.
Good show fastball there. 94 up in the zone, trying to get a chase.
Didn't go after the fastball. Here comes the 1-2 from Obermuller. Called third strike. Backdoor slider. And he got Ellis for out number 2.
Dots the outer part of the plate there, and a good job from Cade. Not waste a lot of pitches. Go ahead and get right back in the zone. It was close. But, catches the outer portion there.
2 up, 2 down. As Cade is ready to pitch to Tyler Petterini. He's the second baseman for the Buckeyes, left-handed hitter. Quite a few lefties in this lineup for Ohio State. Fastball from Cade missed upstairs. Iowa wearing their all-white uniforms with the black Hawkeyes spelled out in block lettering across the chest. Black caps in the field with the black bill. Gold block I on the front panel. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch from Cade. That's over for a strike. Ohio State with all gray uniforms. Scarlet numbers and lettering with no trim. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cade's next pitch. Strike 2, low outside corner. And the count's 1-2 on Petterini.
Really a test for Cade with the left-handers, too. You know, yet he depends on that off-speed pitch, the big breaking ball. It's a different eye line for him, especially like Petterini hugging the plate.
1-2 from Obermuller. Outside with the slider, 2-2. Figured he'd try to test that and see if he could sweep it across, but I think he held on to it a bit too long. Petterini, the best hitter on this Ohio State team at .350. Obermuller's got him on his back foot. Next pitch from Cade. Popped it up, left side, foul ground. Frost moving over, Obermuller off the mound, and it's Cade that makes the catch right in front of the Ohio State dugout. An acrobatic grab from Obi, and the Buckeyes go down 1-2-3.
Very nicely done. As Frost was way over on the third base side, had no chance to get there. Great play from Obi to get the catch and get the third out.
Ben Wilmus, Gable Mitchell, and Reese Moore come to the plate for Iowa in the bottom of the first right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide, experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, or just needs someone to listen, 988 provides a direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org.
Brown Deer Golf Club offers a pure golf experience. Manicured bent grass fairways with tees and greens carved into gracefully rolling landscape. Challenging, yet extremely playable. Improve your game with PGA instruction and our full-service pro shop. Treat yourself to Bunker's Bar and Grill for lunch or dinner. And our scenic Greenview Banquet Room is perfect for weddings or any special event. Brown Deer Golf Club, a stunning country club setting at affordable public rates.
Welcome back to Hawkeye Baseball.
we can all help prevent suicide. There is hope with the 988 Lifeline. Call or text 988 now.
The Buckeyes go down 1-2-3 in the top of the first, and so Iowa comes to the plate with Ben Wilmus, Gable Mitchell, and Reese Moore due up first. If anybody gets on, Miles Risley, the center fielder, will come up for the Hawks. Batting fifth for Iowa today is Dan Rogers, the catcher. Batting sixth is Jackson Frost, the third baseman. 7, 8, 9 for Iowa, Jackson Beeman in right, Caleb Wolf, the first baseman, and Ben Swales, the second baseman. And they will face a right-handed pitcher for Ohio State. This is a senior from Salem, Virginia. This is Ryan Butler.
The 6'3 right-hander made 8 appearances last year for Liberty. He's made 3 appearances for the Buckeyes this year. 8 innings, 8 hits, 9 runs, just 6 of those earned, 5 walks, 10 strikeouts. Opponents just 6.75 ERA. You know, the first 2 appearances weren't great for Butler, but he did have a very nice start against Indiana. 5 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, neither were earned. So, see if he can get a little deeper. He threw 80 pitches in that game. So, at first, it looks like maybe not a traditional Friday-looking guy, but he might have worked his way into that role and has an opportunity now.
First pitch to Ben Wilmus is downstairs for ball 1. Heard from Coach Heller in pregame that Butler has sinking action on his fastball that's got some run into the right-handed hitters. 1-0 to Ben. Low and out, calling the strike. It's 1-1.
Yeah, fastball will be in the low 90s for the most part. He'll throw a slider and a changeup as well.
Count even at 1 on Wilmus. Batting .312 for the Hawkeyes. Pitches outside. Opposite batter's box. Ball 2.
Okay, softball here, giving him the business already.
Yeah, the Iowa softball team filling up the first 4 or 5 rows right behind home plate. Here's the 2-1. Wilmus hits on the ground to first. It's knocked down, but ricochets away from the first baseman, right to the second baseman. Pederini picks it up, throws it to first, but it's not in time as Wilmus is hustling down the line.
Rocket shot 104 right at Miller. Ball he probably should have handled. But Wilmus will take it, and the Hawks will take the base runner. Tough break for Iowa. They're credited with the error on the scoreboard.
Scored as an error on the first baseman, Miller. And so here comes Gable Mitchell. First pitch to Gable. Low strike.
Butler not exceptionally fast to the plate. After fastball there, maybe get an off speed. You never know how the running game will go here.
Wilmus has a short lead at first. He was leaning, and so Butler threw it over.
And a little bit of a non-traditional leadoff hitter. Hasn't even attempted a stolen base this year.
Right.
So.
We've heard that Iowa wants to get more active, but now we're into whatever this is, week 7 or 8, and we just haven't seen it too much yet. Next pitch, Mitchell slices foul over to the left.
Yeah, somewhere you are who your stats and records say you are.
We used to talk about that last year when we talk about, man, can the Hawks turn this season around? And is it there? And we used to say that, so I've kind of got a negative connotation with that comment, John.
Well, it was the pitching staff turned it around last year. And it's like, well, somewhere in there you are the numbers.
Next pitch, Mitchell hits down the line in right. It is a foul ball. Just foul, just to the right of the line. Boy, Gable golfed that into the corner.
The scouting report is that Butler's slider kind of pops up out of his hand so you can see it. Mitchell saw it the whole way there, tracked it all the way down through the zone right at the bottom. Just missed by a foot there down the right field line.
Gable battling with 2 strikes. Butler comes set, delivers. It's low. Backhand stab by Eckelman behind the plate, 1-2. Overcast skies in Iowa City today. Cool temperatures, but not cold. 1-2 pitch. Gable taps foul into the Iowa dugout. We'll do it again. breeze blowing out to right today. Maybe some showers in the vicinity that we may have to dodge later.
The good news with the Iowa field, no dirt. So everything turf. You can play through a little rain. You can get right back out if you have to stop.
Next pitch to Gable. Lined foul over to the left. A little bit to the left, a little bit to the right. Gable's trying to find some grass between the white lines.
Yeah, Gable's done a nice job seeing both the fastball and the off speed. See what Butler tries to go to get rid of Mitchell.
Next pitch, hit on the ground right to first. He'll step on the bag, throw to second. Not in time at second base, and so Wilmus gets there safely, but Mitchell is out at first.
Good solid at bat for Mitchell. Doesn't get much payoff. He did advance the runner, but stuck with a lot of pretty good pitches from Butler.
Runner in scoring position now for the Hawks in the first. No score. Wilmus out there at second base. Here's Reese Moore, Iowa's hottest hitter lately, batting .383. First pitch to him. Breaking ball that dropped in for a strike. Reese with 4 home runs. He's in a tie for second with Blake Guerin.
Blake's done it in about a third of the at-bats.
That's right. 0-1 is the count on Moore. The pitch hit in the air left side, and that'll go past the Ohio State bullpen down the line, foul.
So Reese has seen both the off-speed now and the fastball. Really good locations on both from Butler so far.
A lot of strikes from Butler. Here's the next pitch to Reese. Good-looking pitch. It just missed outside, maybe a touch low.
Yeah, that was exactly where he wanted to locate it. Maybe a little better Eckelman frame might have tricked him, but it was a little off the plate.
Wilmus with a good lead at second. The 1-2 hit in the air to right. Get going, baby. It is gone. Reese Moore with a shot to right. And the Hawks are on the board first in the first. It's 2-0.
104 off the bat, 393 over the right field wall.
No doubt about that one, John.
No, that was, you barely had time to get going, baby, in there because it was gone.
Reese continues his tear for the black and gold. And hey, there's some spark right off the rip on a Friday afternoon.
And that's how that's how you take a team that's struggled a little bit and make sure that you try to keep them down. You put them down early.
Yes.
Cade made a nice play there to end the top of the first inning. A great running catch there in front of the dugout. And the Hawks immediately go in, take advantage of an error, and get a couple runs.
Reset things for Miles Risley, who takes a strike. Love that. Good start for Iowa.
I mean, the Ohio State team ERA is almost 9.
Right.
So there's an opportunity. Their free bases are extraordinary and not in a good way, as they lead the conference in walks per 9 innings. And again, on the wrong side of the lead, and they're on the wrong side of the lead in walks and hits per 9 innings.
As we were doing our prep work, John, we noticed offensively the teams are pretty similar. When you looked at the Big Ten standings and you found Iowa, you found Ohio State right around them. You look at pitching, not the case. You have to flip the order. 1-2 to Risley, softly hit left side, a diving catch made by the third baseman Stevens for the second out. You'd see Iowa at the top of a lot of categories, and then you'd have to scroll down and you'd see Ohio State. If they weren't last in things like ERA, walks per 9, WHIP, they were near the bottom in other categories.
Their ERA is 2.3 runs worse than the next team. I mean,
yes.
their ERA at 8.9, Northwestern's is 6.6 and change. So it's a long way to get there.
Here's Dan Rogers. He shows the bunt and dropped it foul. He was trying to abuse that left side as there's only one Buckeye over there. Don't mind the idea.
If you're going to shift, and it takes somebody to take advantage of that to beat a shift eventually, if you show you're willing to do that. Of course, now you have to get it down and get it in play. Doesn't even have to be a great one, just fair ball, and he beats it out.
Here's the 0-1 to Rogers. Lined foul left side. As the Ohio State infielders sort of look around and their new positions with just one player over there on the left. He's playing at shortstop, wide open left side. Outfield shifts the opposite way. Rogers takes up and in for a ball. So there's a pretty big gap in right center. Ton of room down the right field line. And they're not giving Dan the deep left corner.
Yeah, shading him opposite way in the outfield, but straight pull on the infield.
1-2 to Rogers. Low and out. That's a good hang from Dan. That pitch looks like a strike until the very last second. Like Coach Heler talked about, he and Coach Sutherland, hey, green light, green light, green light, red light. You know, trust your brakes.
If he could hook a ball into the corner here, he's got some room.
Fastball low and in. Ball 3. Boy, I tell you what, it looked like the field was tilted over to the left, wasn't it? Ohio State had all their players leaning over to the dugout. They thought it was close enough to be a called strike.
They were wrong.
Full count now. Rogers has worked all the way back. Butler out of the windup delivers, and Rogers takes ball 4 outside. The inning stays alive for the Hawks in the first.
Really strong at bat there because there were good pitches there. Those were all competitive 2-strike pitches. He just missed, and Rogers didn't help him out at all.
Notice that about Butler, with the exception of the one that was very far outside to Ben Wilmus. Everything's been right around, and Iowa's done a nice job with their discipline. Here's Jackson Frost with 2 outs, and Rogers over there at first base. 2-0 Iowa in the first. Frost takes a breaking ball in for a strike.
And for a team that hasn't announced a starter for tomorrow, with a 9 ERA, the sooner Iowa can get into the bullpen, you have to feel like the better that works.
No balls and a strike on Frost. Here's the pitch. Very similar pitch. It's a called strike, 0-2 now. Yeah, I agree with you, John. I thought it was kind of strange. They listed a Friday starter, nothing on Sunday. They do have a starter on Sunday, but nothing on Saturday in between. So maybe just see where they're at after game 1. Here's the 0-2 to Jackson. Hung with it and fouled it off over to the left.
Yeah, you know, if they're battling an injury on the Saturday guy, and you know, the pitchers are creatures of habit. So if it's been their regular Sunday guy, you leave him on Sunday and don't mess with him, and figure you'll just kind of work your way through Saturday.
Counts 0-2 on Frost with 2 outs. Butler's pitch hit him inside, and it caught him on the jersey. It tickled the fabric, and Frost will head down to first.
Yeah, Jackson tried to get out of the way and just couldn't. But if you're going to get hit by a pitch, that's the best way to do it. Is it just
no flesh?
No flesh, just fabric. So that's a good way. And boy, the Hawks have a chance to do some real damage here with Jackson Beeman coming to the plate.
Beeman batting .310. He's the team leader in home runs. Had a rough weekend against Michigan State, looking to change his fortune today. First pitch is high and tight with the breaking ball. Ball 1. I was talking with Jackson pregame. He needs a change to his walk-up song. He needs to get out of the rut. That's what he was telling us.
He fixed the walk-up song problem.
The 1-0 is popped up to center. Bussey is there, and he makes the catch just beyond the Tiger Hawk for the 3rd out. Iowa gets 2 across in the first. A Reese Moore 2-run home run. We'll go to the second with Iowa leading 2-0. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
American Equity salutes today's hero of the game. As a proud sponsor of the ongoing recognition of our military during Hawkeye games this season, please join American Equity in thanking all who have served our country. American Equity is more than just retirement savings and income products. They are committed to providing you best-in-class service and high-quality retirement income that helps deliver the independence to dream and reach your goals. To learn more about American Equity, please visit their website at american-equity.com.
Every day, you're out there, up before the sun, and pushing forward before the chaos of the day settles in. At Great Southern, we're right there with you because we understand the need for trusted support. Having a team that is seasoned, agile, ready, an award-winning team that knows their customers personally and is behind them at every step. There to assist you, inspire you, and echo your inner dialogue in those quiet moments. Keep going. Whether you're getting ready to meet the day or working on something big, we're your team. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters. Member FDIC.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Iowa. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
Hawkeye Baseball is brought to you by Riverside Casino and Golf Resort. Stop by today for a relaxing massage at the spa, fine dining at Ruthie's Steak and Seafood, and so much more. Visit Riverside Casino and Golf Resort today, located minutes south of Iowa City.
Cade Obermuller with the chance to pitch with the lead in the second inning. He'll face 4, 5, and 6, Gravelin, Eckelman, and Miller for the Buckeyes. 2-0 Iowa, top 2. Cade from the stretch pitches. A fastball that catches the inner third for a strike. Gravelin leans back at the waist, didn't like the call. 0-1.
He should get over it. It was a strike.
The entire ball across the zone in the spot that you want it to for Cade. And instead, this time he goes low and outside and gets a swing and a miss from Gravelin. 0-2.
Yeah, a little cutter changeup action there from Cade. Opposite sides of the plate. See if he elevates this one. Let's change the level here.
0-2. Just high. Good-looking pitch from Cade. Stayed upstairs on Gravelin. Ohio State's left fielder, rather.
Cade went 95 up at the eyes that time.
1-2 pitch. Tapped foul left side. Gravelin's a guy that feels like he's been there for an eternity. We're in our third year doing this together, John. I think he's been here all 3 years.
Well, there's been several of these names we were talking about pregame that just a little bit of PTSD on a few of them.
A ball and 2 strikes. The pitch is hit foul over to the right.
And that is wholly complimentary to them.
Very much so.
Otherwise, if I remember the names and didn't have PTSD, then that would mean we'd had a great success against them. But there's a lot of quality athletes in the Ohio State dugout.
Obermuller trying to get Gravelin. We'll do it again at 1-2. Here it comes. Right down the middle. Obermuller froze him with the slider. And Gravelin is out number 1 in the second.
Really nice job there from Cade coming back there. Mixing his pitches well, mixing location well. Need to continue to do that against a good hitting Ohio State team.
Another left-hander coming up. This is Mason Eckelman, the catcher. Boy, look at this funky stance that he has. Cade doesn't care. He pumps a strike by him to get it started. He's got his front arm, the right arm, totally straightened out. And I think if you were to measure it directly up from the plate, he'd be right over the middle of the plate. 0-1 is outside 1-1.
Funny, too. He doesn't even really, most guys you see maybe do that and then they adjust and reload somehow. As Cade's delivering, his hands are still there.
He's got a big sleeve on his right front arm. Here's a ground ball to short. Mitchell charging it hard. Gable's got it, throws it across the diamond. 2 down.
Love what Cade's doing here again. Staying kind of in the zone, but mixing pitches in a variety of ways, mixing locations. So making it, keeping the hitters off balance just by moving the ball around. And anytime a guy with Cade's stuff can throw multiple pitches for strikes, it's going to be a problem for hitters.
And with 2 outs, the base is empty. Here's Ryan Miller. Swing and a miss at the first pitch that he sees.
Just Miller's 5th start, so unusual that you'd plug the left-hander in to face the left-hander.
Right. Two outs in the second inning with Iowa leading 2-0. The pitch from Obermueller. Caught the outer edge. No balls and 2 strikes on Ohio State's first baseman. Cade quickly set. Deals the 0-2. Just outside with the slider. Could not get Miller to commit. He kept his bat shouldered, and it's 1-2.
Love what he did there. He had to track it all the way through, though. He had his attention, so.
Fastball snapped outside, 2-2. Now we're trying to nibble the edge. Good-looking pitches from Cade, right around.
Well, that's just sequencing there. He showed him the one that broke off the plate, and then he was going to show one right on the edge of the plate that just missed wide.
2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Second strikeout of the inning for Obermueller. He keeps the Buckeyes off the base paths. We'll go to the bottom of the second after this. 2-0 Hawks. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Gary Dolphin, and if you want your home to be exceptionally comfortable during these cold Iowa winters and hot, humid summers, you need to turn to Dave Lennox and your local Lennox home comfort specialist. Lennox has been serving Iowa consumers since 1895, when Dave Lennox built his first furnace in Marshalltown, and Lennox is still building its high-efficiency furnaces and air conditioners there today. For the best home comfort system you can buy, it's Lennox and your local Lennox dealer. Lennox and the Hawkeyes. Now there's a winning combination.
Cancer doesn't care. It doesn't care what you look like, how old you are, what you do, or where you live. We do. University of Iowa Healthcare is doing more to beat cancer than anyone in the state. From second opinions to life-saving treatments that happen here first. We lead the way in research, training, and care because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Hawk fans, experience your home away from home at Coralville's finest all-suite hotels. Homewood Suites and Home to Suites by Hilton each offer guests spacious suites, complimentary breakfasts, 24-hour fitness center, pool, hot tub, guest laundry, and convenient locations. Let their warm and friendly staff take care of you and your family when you visit Hawkeye Country.
Iowa leading Ohio State 2-0 as we get to the bottom of the second. It'll be 8-9-1. Caleb Wolf, Ben Swales, and Ben Wilmus due up for the Hawks against right-handed pitcher for Ohio State, Ryan Butler. They made Butler throw 31 pitches and face 7 batters in the first inning. Iowa did some damage, too, and the Hawks lead 2-0. Wolf, left-handed hitter, is in the box. First pitch that he sees is inside and low for a ball. Wolf back in the lineup after taking some of the weekend against Michigan State off, with Blake Guerin being inserted.
Yeah, I think it'll be a nice kind of matchup tandem for the Hawkeyes.
1-0 is blooped foul over to the left. It's 1-1. I like what Iowa's got going on the right side of the field there with Wolf and Guerin sort of rotating, and then behind the plate, Rogers and Reese doing the same. Count even at 1 on Wolf. The pitch on its way home. Low and out, ball 2.
And I'm not sure Caleb and Blake could be two different hitters in in their approach and the way they look at the plate. So it's just good to have some variety there.
2 balls and a strike. The pitch to Wolf. Hit in the air, left side. Wind might keep it in play. The shortstop is over. He makes the catch. Ellis right on the line, and Wolf is retired for the out.
Butler was able to get that fastball in on Wolf's hands a little bit. Inside out swing, just ended up sending it straight up in the air. Ben Swales will step in now. See if he can turn the lineup over for the top.
Swales batting from the right side as Butler delivers a fastball out. Swales settling into the starting lineup for Iowa. Started at second base for several games in a row now. 1-0 to Ben. Downstairs, ball 2. Taking advantage of the opportunity, batting .389.
Yeah, been sneaky good. I'm not sure if you kind of think about who your hitters are. You go, oh yeah, Ben Swales is hitting .389. That's going to be the top batting average.
Another pitch low, ball 3.
You know, on base up at .450. So again, with Ben just trying to eliminate some of those strikeouts that happened early in the year, done a better job as the season's gone on, and he's seen more pitching.
And Butler missed on 4 in a row, and so the speedy Swales will take first base. We talked about free bases plaguing Ohio State all season, gifting Iowa one there.
Well, and just, you know, pitches you don't need to throw. And, I mean, boy, we saw that a ton last year with Iowa when, you know, we'd count through and be like, geez, if we could just get back in the zone, these guys could last a little bit longer in outings. And, again, if you're Butler, that's, you know, important to take the ball as long as you can and not hand it to the bullpen.
Ben Wilmus bats for Iowa now.
Good off-speed pitch there for a strike, so he immediately bounces back nicely. But
a lot of room on the right side of the infield for Wilmus if he could push one over there. Pickoff move over to first. Swales dives back in.
Swales had a little lean in him there. Good hustle to get back.
Already has a good lead, and when you mix in the lean, Swales is beyond the cut of the grass with his left foot, the one nearest to first base. They'll check him again. This is close. He's safe. Just testing his limits. That's a pretty quick move there by Butler.
Well,
one in particular.
One of the things they work on is what's your max lead, you know, and so you kind of know. And now, if you're going to go take your max lead, you have to be alert to the pitcher.
I think he is approaching that max lead. No balls and a strike. He'll throw it over again. This one is in the turf, and so not a clean pick for Miller. 3 in a row over there on Swales to keep him around the bag, but Ben has not altered his lead one bit.
No, had a much better read on the move that time, and that wasn't Butler's best move.
Here's the 0-1 to Wilmus. Swing and a miss. Chased one in the dirt.
And Ben clearly had a one-way lead. He was actually moving back, so on first movement he was sliding back to the bag a little bit there. So
Ben and an opportunity to move a runner. Chokes up on the bat. No batting gloves for Ben. Here's the 0-2. Ground ball through into left field. A 2-strike single for Wilmus puts a couple runners on for the Hawks. Nicely done.
Boy, just hung that breaking ball, popped up out of his hand, stayed out over the plate. Good job from Wilmus to see it the whole way. Just rope it through the hole.
Wilmus does a job. Runners at first and second for Iowa. And Gable Mitchell coming up. He grounded out to the first baseman in the first inning. Iowa leads 2-0, bottom of the second. Trying to add to it. Butler delivers. Gable takes a strike just above the knees.
And this goes right back to what you mentioned. 4-pitch walk, and then 0-2 pitch you leave out in the middle of the plate. It's a hit. So you've now thrown 8, 9, 10 more pitches than you needed to throw in this inning. And you go back to the top of the first inning. Cade Obermueller makes a great play in front of the Iowa dugout. That could have saved him 5, 8 pitches, depending on how that at-bat continues to go. So, I mean, those are the types of things to get deep into a game on a Friday. Save your bullpen and win a game.
Adding up. 1-1. Mitchell swings and misses. Good cut from Gable, but he kind of had that front foot go out from underneath him. A little bit off balance. It's 1-2.
But that's the one that Iowa hitting when they're on. It's a fastball right in the middle of the plate. He's got to do damage on that one.
Butler addresses the rubber. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. Runners at first and second for Iowa. The pitch to Gable. Hit well to right field. It's carrying. Get going, baby. It is gone. Gable Mitchell with a bomb to right. 5-0 Hawks.
102 off the bat, 375 over the right field wall. Another one of those you had to hurry to get going, baby. And boy, just a huge mistake again. Fast or a breaking ball right in the middle of the plate when you're ahead in the count. And Mitchell made no mistake with that one. Hawks 5, Buckeyes 0.
Fifth career home run for Gable Mitchell, his first of the season. Puts Iowa up 5-0 in the bottom of the second.
Back half of the last season, Gable found a little bit of a power surge with doubles, and fastball misses outside. He kind of went, you've almost felt like early in the season a slap hitter as he found his footing, and then as he got going later, developed a little bit more of a power stroke, and especially when you miss in his sweet spot, he can really turn on one.
1-0 pitch to Moore inside. He slides backwards in the box. Boy, I tell you what, ball is flying out of here to right. 2-0. Reese chased, fouled it off the end of the bat, left side.
I think it's hard to tell, too, though. Both balls, Reese Moore's in the first and Gable's there. I mean, I don't know that they needed any wind help. They were going to go anyway. But
missiles.
Yeah, certainly jumpy that direction.
Very well hit. As Reese hits one in the air to right. Right fielder going back. He leaps up, and did he bring it in? He did not. Moore with a home run to right. His second of the game. 6-0 Hawks. Yeah.
That one might have been a little more wind-aided. 93 off the bat. Goes 364. Right fielder Trey Lipsy thought he had a play on it the whole way, but just snuck over his glove.
And the Hawks go back-to-back in the second.
Really nicely done there. And again, this started with a 2-out, 4-pitch walk.
Mm-hmm.
And so just the idea of that, of kind of letting Iowa off the hook, and then Iowa's done damage after the first free base.
Quick mound visit from the catcher Eckelman to go settle his pitcher Ryan Butler down.
Yeah, they're just now sending somebody down there to start getting loose and even go through basic warm-ups.
They're quite a ways from having somebody ready to go, though, as you're saying, John.
You would think so, and I mean this will be pitch 49, so he's not overly extended that way, but boy, he's in the middle of the plate way too much for Buckeye liking right now.
Here's Miles Risley. First pitch that he sees is downstairs. Iowa with 6 runs on 4 hits. 1-0 to Risley. Low and in, ball 2.
Well, 3 of those 4 hits are home runs. that's a very positive ratio for the Hawks.
I was getting to Butler now. Here's the 2-0. A low strike, 2-1.
Ooh.
That kind of came out of nowhere from the home plate umpire, didn't it?
Well, but I mean, with those guns, are you going to go tell him? Tell him his strike zone was off? He can call it wherever he wants. You and he work out together.
2-1. Risley takes another strike at the knees. 2-2. Play with that floor down there, John.
2 strikes for Riz that are. Think of that little divot below your knee, and then the top of your shin bone. That's
right around there.
Right around there.
2-2. Risley hits on the ground up the middle. It's gloved by the second baseman, Petterini, who's playing over at short, and he threw it away. He threw it in the dirt, and Miller could not pick it. So Petterini, the second baseman, used to a shorter throw, had to make a bit of a longer one, playing to the left of second base, and he whipped it into the turf.
It almost looked like he just, this is an easy throw. I'll 3/4 speed it over there and just didn't get it there. And then just the second game back for Miller, made an error earlier and then didn't help his pitcher out at all.
In stands Dan Rogers, another left-handed hitter for Iowa.
And I said 2 outs. All this happened with 1 out, just 1.
Yeah, still an opportunity for Iowa to continue pouring it on early. 6-0. Hawks in the bottom of the second. Runner at first is Risley with a short lead. 1-0 to Rogers. Dan hits it on the ground right to the shifted second baseman, Petterini, who makes the play. And Risley with the heads-up play Round second, heads to third. Nobody from Ohio State was covering, and Risley wins the race.
Boy, that is just an asleep play for Stevens at third. You got to know, hey, I can't just watch the game here. I've got to get back to my position, as he was shifted all the way over to shortstop. Great play from Risley. Recognized, hey, they're not going to throw it over to me. I'm just going to win the race to third.
That brings up Jackson Frost. Takes a pitch low. So Rogers out on the ground out, and Risley hustling all the way to third. He stands 90 feet away from getting Iowa's 7th run. 1-0 pitch is a called strike. Outer third.
And where you really make that hurt is pass ball, wild pitch sort of action here.
Right. Count even at 1 with 2 outs. The pitch to Frost. Jackson couldn't quite get all of it, and he fouled it back.
Just a touch late and under that fastball.
Still another run out there to get. Take all that we can here early on. 1-2 to Frost. Swing and a miss. Good pitch from Butler, and Frost swings over the top of it. Iowa gets 4 runs. The first 3 off the bat of Gable Mitchell, who sent it over the wall in right. Reese Moore goes back-to-back with a solo shot to right to give Iowa the 6-0 lead. We're back for the third after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
FS Envision Seed Corn and FS High Soy Soybeans provide best-in-class traits and genetics that perform. In farming, bushels matter to your bottom line. Our field-proven products deliver high yields year after year. Get the seed you need from the people you trust. Contact your local FS Envision and High Soy retailer or visit fsseed.com to learn more.
Hey there, sports fans. Hungry for a legendary experience? Look no further than Bump's Restaurants, proudly named after the legendary Bump Elliott. Nestled right at the Finkbine Golf Course on Melrose Avenue, Bump's is your go-to spot for mouth-watering meals. Present your ticket from today's game at Bump's and get a buy one appetizer, get the second appetizer free deal. Offer good through the next home game. See you soon off Melrose Avenue at the Finkbine Golf Course. Bump's Restaurant, a legendary place with legendary food.
University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you no matter where you are in the state. Changing medicine and changing lives for all of Iowa and beyond. Visit uihealthcare.org. Top of the third inning here at Banks. Iowa leads 6-0. Up to Cade Obermueller now to come out and hold serve again. Hawks have given him plenty of run support here in the early going. Just as you look back through Cade's starts, already the most, the second most starts. Iowa did get 8 in his start last week after he left the game, but the best early run support Cade's gotten all year long. See if he can pitch with that freedom, get in the strike zone, and continue to dominate Buckeye hitting. That ball's lined into right field for a base hit, though. Marusti with a base hit to right. So the Hawks had a heavy shift on him. Don't think Swales would have been able to make a catch anyway. But first base runner, first hit for the Buckeyes.
Iowa leading Ohio State 6-0 in the top of the third. Reggie Bussey comes up for the Buckeyes. Frost is leery of the bunt, and so he's in on the grass on the left side. Cade's first pitch is tapped foul in the box. That one might have hurt Bussey, even though he's got the shin guard and the foot guard. Caught him right above the guard that goes about halfway up his shin.
Jamarusti's good speed, 10 of 11 stolen bases on the season. Now, I don't know, 6-0, if that puts your running game a little bit on the shelf here, or if you kind of go the opposite way and decide, hey, we got to shake up the momentum here and try to create.
No balls and a strike on Bussey. Shows the bunt. Pitch is a called ball. Looked pretty good from here.
Yeah, that was a strike.
One. Missed inside.
So, I mean, this is not, and just talked about it, but this is where Cade now has to settle in. Behind in the count, first time from the stretch with a runner on.
2-1. That dropped in for a strike. It's 2-2.
He's varied his holds a little bit, but he'll want to make sure that he stops Jamarusti from moving so he can't get that vault lead that we've talked about with some of these teams.
Bunt will certainly be off for Bussey here. The 2-2, low and out, ball 3. He hasn't gone after the slider that's swept across the zone.
No, and he's definitely one of, you look at the stats, he's one of those hitters, does a good job, walks to hit by pitches are equal with strikeouts, so he does a good job of staying in play.
Long pause from Cade, and he'll throw it over to first.
So we talk about Ohio State, 38 stolen bases as a team. 2 guys have 19 of them, so.
He takes off. The 3-2 is fouled back to the screen.
Clearly batter interference, right? That's the way this works. He swung at a pitch.
We're not even arguing.
I think that's the way this is supposed to work now.
Feels like it.
We don't even have to throw it down. It's just he was in the way. He hit the ball. We should have been able to throw the ball, and he hit it instead.
We'll do it again with a full count. Jamarusti at first base. Obi throws it over, and Wolf had to come off the bag to grab it. This is where Cade's got an opportunity to get the batter, get the hitter, with a 6-0 lead in the third. Throw it over again. Wolf leaps off the bag, making me a little uneasy on those throws over there to first, John.
That one I don't think was that one certainly wasn't as taxing as the first one.
See what Cade elects to throw on the 3-2 to Bussey. Here it comes. Check swing, foul ball. Boy, that was in on the hands. Might even hit him, but got part of the bat, and so it's a foul ball.
Cade catches a break there, missed with ball 4, but Bussey left the bat kind of over the inside part of the box. See if Cade goes away from him this time.
3-2, up and in, ball 4. Lengthy at bat. Bussey wins the battle. And here comes Stevens.
He's going to bunt, or he's going to strike out.
The 9-hitter.
Based on the stats so far this year.
He's batting .196, 11 hits and 56 at bats. 13 strikeouts, a few extra base hits, all in the form of doubles. First pitch is a slider that stayed high. And that'll draw Coach Kenny out of the dugout. Good time for this.
Yeah, this is, and this is kind of what we've talked about with Cade's starts. This is the time he's got to put his foot down. I don't know how many people I've had ask me, we got to get Cade a win. Cade's got to get his own win. Cade needs to own this right now and take charge of this situation right here if Cade wants a win. He's gotten the run support. He's gotten the team out in front. He cruised through 2 innings with, 20 mid pitches, and now he's got a little bit of adversity here, and he needs to buckle in and get himself out of this.
Quick meeting from Coach Kenny. Stevens, the third baseman, the 9-hitter. Iowa doesn't seem to think he's bunting. Everybody's back on the infield. Obermueller missed again, high, 2-0.
Well, I certainly don't think he's bunting now.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think he's going to try to turn on a fastball.
Check the runner at second. The next pitch, swing and a miss. He rode the outer edge of the strike zone. Stevens tried to pull it. He couldn't. Two balls and a strike. Cade set. The pitch is low and in. Gets away. Rogers picks it up. Throw to third. Frost has to backhand it, but it's late. And Jamarusti gets to third. Bussey stays put at first.
That was a great read from Jamarusti, as that ball did not get very far away from Rogers. I really thought Rogers would have a chance to throw him out, but good secondary lead and then good speed got him all the way down there.
And now Ohio State could play some games on a 3-1 count.
Yeah, again, down 6. Ohio State's not going to be willing to give up the runner on first just to score a run.
Frost playing deep at third. A swing and a miss on a good-looking slider from Cade. Boy, a strikeout would be huge here.
I mean, you take just a medium-speed ground ball right at Gable Mitchell too. But
yep. 3-2. Hit in the air to left, towards the line and foul ground. Wilmus sprinting over, but it's foul and into the Ohio State bullpen.
Cade left that breaking ball in the middle of the plate. Got it down, though, so that helped.
A lot of breakers from Cade this inning.
Yeah, and unfortunately not a lot of them for good, solid strikes.
Takes a big, deep breath. Deals the 3-2. Swing and a miss. He chased that high cheese. Couldn't lie off. One down.
Boy, through strike 2 and strike 3 were both out of the zone. Stevens in a spot to really help his team. Expands his strike zone. But now Cade's going to have to deal with the top of the order here in Trey Lipsy.
Flip it over to the left side. Here comes Lipsy, who grounded out to second base to start today's game. Runners at the corners for the Buckeyes and one out. Cade's first pitch is hit foul off the end of the bat.
Lipsy's not really a strikeout. 25 walks or hit by pitches to just 13 strikeouts. So probably going to create some action, which with his speed, you're probably not going to get the double play.
Obermueller's 0-1. Swing and a miss. Nothing in 2. Boy, it almost felt like he took something off even more on that pitch.
Yeah, that was just 81 from Cade. Had Lipsy out in front. See how he tries to close him out here.
Huge spot now from Obermueller. No balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. First and third for Ohio State in the third. The pitch is low. Go ahead, John.
Well, I just like what he did there. Went ahead and gave him a pitch over the plate, but way low, just to see if he'd swing over the top of it.
Yeah, didn't mind that at all. We were going to be in agreement, whoever got to it first. Counts 1-2 on Lipsy. Cade's pitch. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Cade.
Boy, really well done. Great sequencing there. Went back to basically the same pitch, elevated it a little bit more, and slid it to the outside. And now you're not done.
Not out of the woods yet.
You got Lee Ellis here, 5 home runs. Oh, great slugging percentage, and another guy who's walks and hit by pitch are even or slightly above to strikeouts.
First and third, 2 outs for Ellis. Cade's first pitch, slider out as Rogers slides over. Ellis bats from the right side. Cade set him down with a backdoor slider to get him in the first. Expecting Ellis to pull it. Mitchell playing deep in the hole, left side at short. Obermueller dropped it in for a strike. Counts even at 1. Cade's got the sign that he likes, the 1-1. Grounded foul, left side, 1-2.
Change up away.
Change up. You like it? I like it. Let's go with it. Iowa shifted a little bit to the left. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Obermueller, deep breath from the belt. Kicks and fires. Called third strike. Obermueller threw him the chair.
That right there is what everybody's been looking for from Cade all year long. He's got a chance to help himself. 3 straight strikeouts will do just that.
6-0 Iowa. We're back for the bottom of the third after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oak Knoll is located near the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We are a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
Brown Deer Golf Club offers a pure golf experience. Manicured bentgrass fairways with tees and greens carved into gracefully rolling landscape. Challenging, yet extremely playable. Improve your game with PGA instruction and our full-service pro shop. Treat yourself to Bunker's Bar and Grill for lunch or dinner. And our scenic Greenview Banquet Room is perfect for weddings or any special event. Brown Deer Golf Club, a stunning country club setting at affordable public rates.
In Iowa, we grow corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. That includes the fuel in our vehicles. So when you fill up, pump it up with unleaded 88 and support Iowa's corn farmers. Before we come out for the bottom of the third inning, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Iowa Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
John Evans and John Leo in the broadcast booth at Dwayne Banks Field in Iowa City. The series opener with Ohio State. Good news so far. Iowa leads the Buckeyes 6-0. We're in the bottom of the third inning, as Jackson Beeman will lead things off, and he swings through the first pitch from Ryan Butler. The 0-1 is inside.
Saw that one the whole way. Nice job just to take that as it popped up high out of the hand.
1-1, inside, ball 2.
And Butler now upper 80s, lost some velocity here.
Swing and a miss, it's 2-2. See if Beeman can get on the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Beeman strikes out. Didn't have a read on those pitches there from Butler.
No, because those are all fastballs. They're really, again, really well located fastballs. They're probably just down at the bottom, if not below the zone, but in the middle of the plate. Jackson just not seeing it quite as well right now.
That brings up Caleb Wolf. Fastball below the knees for ball 1. He's able to lay off. Sailed outside for the second ball.
Yeah, if you're the Buckeyes right now, you just need Butler to get some outs for you.
Yeah.
Last 3, 4, 5 innings and just kind of get through a chunk here so you don't have to really work your bullpen hard.
Good cut from Wolf. Got those hips turned and kind of flew open to right, but fouled it back. The count's 2-1 on Iowa's first baseman. 2-1. Line drive that is just foul into left. Everybody was leaning, hoping, wishing, but it stayed foul.
Caleb didn't make it very far out of the box. I don't think there was any leaning and wishing for him. I think he knew.
You kept your eyes on him. I was leaning out the press box window here.
That's because I don't have to call it. You did.
You can watch the accessory items. 2-2. Wolf sends a chopper up the middle. The shortstop, Ellis, is there. Throws it on the run to first base to get Wolf.
See, Ben Swales can start the inning here with 2 outs in the third.
He got things going last inning for Iowa. He walked on 4 pitches with 1 out. A Wilmus single set up a 3-run home run from Gable Mitchell. Swales hits it fair past a diving third baseman and into left field. Swales digging for 2, and he's got a 2-out double.
First pitch ripping there. 97 as he took the high fastball and just chopped it that way.
Wasted no time. A good effort from Stevens of Ohio State at third. Couldn't come up with it. And now a runner in scoring position for the Hawks with 2 outs. Here comes Ben Wilmus, who is 1 for 2 today, credited by reaching with an error in the first. He singled and scored in the second. First pitch to Wilmus. Takes an inside strike. We've noticed Ben a lot more selective maybe the past couple weeks. Seems to be that he's taken a pitch each at bat. 0-1. Wilmus takes it low and in. It's 1-1 now, and I'm not saying that's a positive or a negative, just something maybe a little different than what we're accustomed to seeing from Wilmus.
Well, and that's the part of the mold where he really fits into the leadoff hitter side of it. Is works the count. Going to make the pitcher tend to throw 4, 5, 6 pitches to get him out. Breaking ball misses outside there.
That was pitch 70 from Butler. We are in the third inning.
That seems excessive.
Yeah. The trajectory favors Iowa in terms of getting him out of the game. Next pitch to Wilmus inside. Just about clipped him above the thigh. Ball 3. Wouldn't mind Gable Mitchell getting a crack at things in the third. It's the third time through the order now for Iowa.
Power hitting Gable Mitchell.
3 balls, 1 strike. The pitch to Wilmus. Inside again, ball 4. Iowa getting a 2-out rally started.
Butler might be a frustrating pitcher if you're a coach, because I mean he's on it, the location is perfect, it's really good, and then he just sprays it and misses.
Right.
Wear me out. I've seen it. It wears me out.
Yes. It's a head scratcher.
The stuff is good.
Here is Gable. First pitch to Mitchell. Swing and a miss. Went after a changeup. Good-looking pitch right there from Butler.
He did want the home run again. But chased the changeup at the bottom of the zone. Thought he was going to he was going up to ambush a fastball and got the changeup instead.
0-1 pitch. Rode the outer third of the plate. Another changeup. Called a strike. 0-2.
But last inning, this is where Butler started to make the mistakes. He got ahead and then made a mistake in the middle of the plate, and the Hawkeye hitters punished him for it.
0-2 to Mitchell. Called third strike.
Oh.
Low inside corner. That's a tough call. And Mitchell is the third out of the inning. The Hawks leave 2. More pressure on Ohio State, but couldn't score this inning. We'll go to the 4th. Iowa 6, Ohio State 0. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
What a season! Pioneer Brand Z-Series Enlist E3 soybeans made that farmer very happy. And his team is running out with buckets. Let's cut to Chris in the field.
Those buckets are filled with Pioneer Brand Z-Series Enlist E3 soybeans, and they're getting poured.
The fastest growing trait technology all over his head. He's a good sport. He got great yields.
See why more farmers are switching to America's #1 soybean trait technology at pioneer.com/grow-enlist.
Across Iowa, you don't have to look far to find a bank that's got your back. From just around the corner to the next town over, Hundreds of neighborhood banks are going the distance to ensure your future looks brighter than ever. By providing jobs, supporting local businesses, strengthening communities, and helping your dreams become reality. Here, the life you build is backed by Iowa banks. See how banks are making a difference near you at iowabankers.com.
At the game or at home, Wimmer's premium quality hot dogs and sausages will score with family and friends. Take the highest quality beef and pork, and you get the best tasting hot dog. Wimmer's, the official hot dog of the Hawkeyes.
Top of the fourth inning in Iowa City. Iowa out in front 6-0 on Ohio State to get this weekend started. Iowa plays 2 more against the Buckeyes. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock, Friday at 1 o'clock. Weather is fair.
Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. What did I say? Did I say Friday? Yeah, we're not gonna extend this too long. Tomorrow at 2, Sunday at 1.
It's all right. I said 2 outs earlier, and there was only 1.
Sunday is a gold out in Iowa City, by the way. So I guess we'll coordinate. Now that we know it, since I know it and I've broadcasted it, I have to wear gold on Sunday.
As the weather guy, what are the chances we make it to fastball outside there, 0-2? What are the chances we play on Sunday and not double dip tomorrow?
I haven't looked that far ahead, John, believe it or not. I've actually looked past it. I've looked to Minnesota weekend.
That's because that makes you sad.
0-2, swing and a miss. As Petterini was entirely overmatched by Obermueller in that at-bat. That is 4 strikeouts in a row for Cade.
Left fielder,
Sixth strikeout for Cade.
He's picking it up after a little bit of a shaky start to the third. And that's actually being a little bit too critical, maybe. Slider missed outside. Just a well-hit single and then a walk and a wild pitch mixed in there.
Yeah, and maybe not attacking the 9-hitter quite the way you want to attack him, but in the end got to where he needed to get to.
Gravelin, the batter for Ohio State. There's a strike from Cade. Doubled up on the off-speed, and he dropped that one in there. Left-handed pitcher, right-handed hitter. Cade's 1-1. Stayed outside. Good-looking pitch from Obermueller. And it's certainly deceiving because as you watch it come in, is it going to break in and come in the back door or stay away? That time it stayed away. 2-1. It's a high strike, 2-2. We'll take that call. It's a bit of a scary pitch up there.
Just nasty. I mean, unless you're set on going to the opposite field, that's just a hard pitch to hit.
Mm-hmm. Cade's 2-2. Swing and a miss. Changeup that just disappeared. Dropped low. Gravelin is down on strikes. Make it 5 in a row for Cade. And 2 down for Mason Eckelman. Left on left in this at-bat. First pitch from Cade. Fastball, strike 1.
Eckelman, I mean, he's a catcher too, but just must be naturally strong because otherwise I don't know how with this batting stance you get the ball elevated and out.
Takes another pitch, strike 2.
He is loading it a little bit more there, but just, you mentioned it earlier, hands kind of hanging out over the plate and not a lot of windup that you see from some hitters.
Cade's 0-2. Lined foul over the left. That is interesting. And I'm agreeing with you. I don't have a ton to add because you're spot on. I think he'd shoulder that bat maybe a little higher up or create some leverage with the front arm instead of straightening it out like that. The 0-2 is snapped high.
Although you watch him grip the bat, it looks like he's about to snap it in half.
Right, yes.
You see the forearm muscles ripple in his left forearm here that we can see.
1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Obermueller comes set from the stretch. The pitch hit well to center field. Risley tracking back. Miles still running, but he caught up to it to make the grab for the 3rd out. A 1-2-3 inning for Cade Obermueller and the Hawkeye defense. We're back for the bottom of the fourth right after this with Iowa out in front, 6-0. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Quinn Schulte, I play safety here at the University of Iowa. On the field, I stop the run, I make the tackle, and I get interceptions.
Rosmer to throw, has time. Oh, it's deflected. Intercepted again by Quinn Schulte. He's running the other way at the 40-yard line. Hawks have another turnover. We're going to slam the lid, hopefully, down. Here's an interception. That'll do it. And it's Quinn Schulte. And down there, the Hawkeyes will have first and goal.
Off the field, I help my body's defense by choosing vaccines that are right for me. Ask your doctor or healthcare provider which vaccines are right for you.
A message from Iowa HHS.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. SiriusXM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On SiriusXM College Sports Radio, there's complete coverage of every major conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of SiriusXM free. Subscribe now. See offer details at SiriusXM.com/College Sports Radio 24.
As a proud sponsor of the Iowa Hawkeyes, U.S. Cellular wants you to make the most of today by choosing game day traditions first and scrolling later. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
Reese Moore will be the first Iowa hitter in the bottom of the fourth inning with the Hawks on top, 6-0. Butler's still in the game for Ohio State. He sits at 75 pitches.
Reese Moore's happy about that.
That's fine with Reese. That's right. He is 2 for 2 today with 2 home runs, both of which have gotten out of here in near record time.
The first one for sure. Second one was a little less barrel from Reese, but when you're that strong, it still works out just fine. So what you were doing your day job a little bit earlier. Another record on the first outdoor meet already for one of the Hawkeye throwers?
That's right. 2 school records for Iowa track down in Orlando to open outdoor season. Ryan Johnson, who's our first-team All-American weight thrower, sophomore, just broke the school record in the hammer throw. And Lizzie Korzak, women's javelin, school record on her first throw of the season in the jav. So good start for Iowa down in the Sunshine State. 1-0 pitch to Moore is low, ball 2.
So the Chuckers are chucking already.
Yeah, Coach Ray Robinson has things going.
That away.
Great job out of the throws group, and Coach Woody's team, when they prefer to go outdoors. I think that's pretty standard for most track teams, especially here in the Midwest. But just talking with them is that's one of the sports that I cover. All the athletes, I haven't run into one that says, yeah, I like indoor more than outdoor. Everybody seems to like outdoor more. Pitch sails outside, ball 3. Now, when I cover indoor track, it seems so much faster and more exciting because it's on a smaller track. It's on a banked track, smaller, and it's very exciting. You go outside, you get the full length of the track. Moore comes up empty on that swing, 3-2.
Butler's actually done a nice job falling behind 3-1 there. Instead of giving him a fastball, threw the changeup, and Reese swung right over the top of it.
3-2. Reese lines into left center field. It's down for a base hit. Moore's hustling around first. He's headed for second. There will be a play at second base. No, there won't. Throw was cut off by the shortstop Ellis. It went off his glove, and Moore doubles. Reese is on fire. Whoa.
10 total bases in 3 at-bats. Seems pretty good.
Love that swing out of Reese. When he can send it opposite field, that line drive right over shortstop, elevate it, hit that left center gap. It's basically auto double for Reese.
Well, and that's, after you've hit 2 home runs, the tendency is going to be, I'm going to try to jerk this into the dental lot again. But a good piece of hitting there just to stay with the pitch. Fastball outside. Didn't try to do too much with it, and he's standing on second base because of it.
Here's Miles Risley. Fastball inside for ball 1.
So left-hander in the Ohio State bullpen. I would guess he's ready whenever they need him at this point. He's not throwing urgently anymore.
Ball and no strikes on Risley. Here's the pitch. That's a low strike call. Man, oh man. Look over to Coach Sutherland right on the end of the dugout. I'm seeing the front of his ball cap because he's shaking his head.
The pitch that struck Gable Mitchell out,
And then Risley had 2 calls on him earlier, too.
Risley shows the bunt. He pulled it back in time. The pitch sailed high, ball 2. I'm sure Mr. Butler's a nice guy, but let's get him out of the game. Let's get into that bullpen, see who else they have out there. And we can help him by getting a few more runs across here in this inning. Bottom of the 4th, Iowa 6-0 to open the series against Ohio State. Here's the 2-1 to Risley. Miles chopped it foul over to the left.
I haven't quite got a good look at the. He's turned around a couple times for me, and I can't quite tell.
That's a long way down there, John, and Ohio State does not have any trim on their numbers and their letters, so it's hard to see, even though they're red contrasting the gray. 2-2, Risley hits on the ground. Shortstop gloves it, and then he bobbled it, couldn't pick it up. Ellis off the palm of his mitt, never brought it in. And that should be an E6, would be my guess.
It was always going to be a hard play there. Yeah, they quickly put it up on the scoreboard, but I'm not sure. I think Riz had a good chance of beating that out either way, but.
And so a double and then an error have put a couple runners on for Dan Rogers. Left-handed hitter. First pitch to Dan. Swing and a drive. Deep right field. It is gone. D-Raj with a shot to right. 9-0 Hawks.
Boy, that breaking ball, middle of the plate, down low. But Rogers sends it 358 feet over the right field wall. The second 3-run home run of the game. And the call to the bullpen is going to come too late if you're a Buckeye fan.
Man, oh man, all these home runs today, with the exception of Reese's second one after you reminded me, John, all the other ones, line drives zipping out of the park today.
Yeah, just full movement there, and we will get the call to the bullpen.
That'll do it for Butler in the 4th inning with nobody out. The Hawks will face a new pitcher for Ohio State. The door is opening up. He's making his way to the mound. We'll introduce him after this pitching change break from Iowa City. 9-0 Iowa. We're back after the pitching change break. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
I'm Wyatt Black, defensive line, Iowa. On the field, I take on double teams, stop the run, and sack the quarterback.
Sullivan now runs for his life, and he's obliterated by Y.A. Black. Here's the snap, the spot.
Yes, and it's blocked it.
Kick is
Don't touch it. Don't touch the ball.
Hawks get it back. Y.A. Black, and man, what a momentum shift there.
Off the field, I help my body's defense by choosing vaccines that are right for me. Ask your doctor or healthcare provider which vaccines are right for you.
A message from Iowa HHS.
Not all internet is created equal. It's a lot like choosing a quarterback. Technically, you could sign up any new rookie provider on the block, but the success of every device in your home depends on it. Will they perform in the clutch, or will they buffer under pressure? Extreme provides the speed you need with a 100% gigabit technology network and amplified Wi-Fi. And unlike signing a quarterback, Extreme Internet requires no contracts. There's only one pick to lead your team. It's Extreme, powered by Mediacom.
For a taste of unique flavors you'll love, stop by Molly's Cupcakes in downtown Iowa City for homemade cupcakes, cookies, cakes, bars, and coffee drinks. Molly's Cupcakes is a proud supporter of the Iowa Hawkeyes.
New pitcher into the game for Ohio State in the 4th inning is a left-handed redshirt sophomore from Buford, Georgia. This is Sahil Patel.
Spent a couple seasons at North Greenville University. This year for the Buckeyes, 5 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 11 runs, 8 of those are earned because he has 8 walks to go along with 9 strikeouts, 12.71 ERA. Fastball is going to get up there in the low 90s. He'll throw a curveball and a slider. So again, another guy with good stuff and maybe not the control. So I will go up there hunting fastball and make him get in the strike zone as Iowa looks to extend on a 9-0 lead here in the 4th.
And still nobody out. Nobody out. And Jackson Frost will be the first Iowa hitter to face Patel. First one to Jackson is swung on and missed.
91 right down the middle. Good location, though, just above the knees.
See if Frost can get on today. Again, rather, as he was hit by a pitch in the first. He struck out in the second inning.
He took that breaking ball low. Again, if you can see it and recognize it, lay off the breaking ball, make him land a couple for strikes just to see if he can do it.
Fastball snapped high for ball 2. Patel, the left-hander's ready. His fastball stayed low. 3-1.
We've seen that general area called a strike, but that time when Eckelman tried to frame it, he just kind of flipped it up in the air and missed.
Frost in the driver's seat. The 3-1 is hit well to center field. Center fielder Bussey going back right in front of the wall. He caught it.
That might have been the best hit ball Iowa's had. That was 105 off the bat. Just unfortunately for Jackson, hit it out to center field. Got a little wind help, but not enough to get it all the way over.
Frost gave it a ride. He's out number 1. And that brings up Jackson Beeman. Need to get Jackson going. He was stellar in the series at Rutgers. He swings at the first pitch, sends it in the air right side. This could be trouble near the line. 3 Buckeyes are there, and the second baseman, Petterini, makes a grab for the second out. Full speed sprint from Petterini.
That might be one of the highest launch angles I've seen. 71 mile an hour exit angle on that one from Beeman.
Iowa's going to have a pinch hitter as Caleb Wolf ducked back into the dugout. And we'll see Blake Guerin. So maybe not a pinch hitter, but a substitution. And Blake will go in and play first base.
Oh, I think it's still a pinch hitter.
Pinch hitter now, but
yeah,
he'll stay in the game.
Yeah, it's the kind of a little bit of that platoon here with Patel being the left-hander too. It'll give a little different look. And if Blake can lay off the off speed and find the fastball he likes, he could make a good friend here in a hurry.
All 4 of the Iowa home runs today have been hit out to right. If Blake hits one out to right, John Obayo soda.
Ooh, I love my Mountain Dew.
First pitch to Blake. That's strike 1. Blake is 4 of 25 on the season. 4 home runs. And they're all of the pinch hit variety. He corrected me the other day when I thought otherwise. He's seen a couple of strikes from Patel.
Yeah, it hasn't come in a game he started. They've all come in opportunities like this or later.
Patel's 0-2 to Guerin. Foul tip.
Good job there, as that off-speed pitch was finding its way back into the zone. That was the curveball.
Infield shifts over to the left to defend Guerin. The next pitch, inside, right around. Good-looking pitch from Patel. It's a ball.
Gable Mitchell would like to have a word about that.
That's right. 1-2 on Blake. Firmly grips the bat in his hands. The pitch, send it back to the screen. We'll do it again.
We've seen Iowa do this before. We've seen them chase the starter, look good in the early innings when they had that first scouting report, and then when a reliever comes in, maybe the intensity hasn't stayed, and that'll be the test now for Iowa to keep pushing.
1-2, breaking ball, low and out. Eckelman tried to bring it back in, and I think, John, you're always really good at this, saying that a catcher maybe makes it too obvious to snap it back in. Eckelman could have done that there.
Yeah, you do the good frame, but if you do the jerky frame, the umpire sees that.
2-2, popped up. into shallow center, and it's Petterini who goes back from his position at second base to record the out. 3 more runs across for Iowa, courtesy of the Dan Rogers line drive home run to right. It is 9-0 Iowa. We're back after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
What does it mean to be locally owned and operated? For Cenex, it means everything. It means that we know if you take your coffee to go or if you like to stay a while. It means we've helped Little Leagues get jerseys and local festivals get funding. It means we know what our communities need. So you'll always leave Cenex with a full tank, full of snacks, or full of smiles. Or all of the above. And that means the world to us. Cenex, powered locally.
Whether you're traveling for business, pleasure, sports, or with one of our guided tours, our team of travel experts at Travel Leaders Destinations Unlimited will ensure you have a memorable, worry-free experience. Let our professional travel advisors with extensive travel experience and destination knowledge handle your every travel need. Family-owned and operated, Travel Leaders Destinations Unlimited has been serving the Hawkeye community for many years, receiving the Agency of Choice Awards several times. Make your travels easy with Travel Leaders Destinations Unlimited at duagency.com.
Join the swarm and team up with Iowa athletes to support local charities. Make a difference today. Visit iowaswarm.com to learn more.
Iowa out in front of Ohio State 9-0 in the series opener. Looking for a series opening win for the first time this season, and off to a really good start. Jumping on Ohio State with 2 in the first, 4 in the second, 3 in the fourth. 9-0, top 5. Cade Obermuller out for another inning of work. So far, he's been pretty dominant against Ohio State, allowing just 1 hit. He'll face Miller to get things started. Fastball outside. Quick stat correction from the last inning. Miles Risley's ground ball to short has now been changed to a hit.
Nice.
For Miles. So Miles will appreciate that. We thank Leandra next door for letting us know about that stat change. All right, ground ball to Guerin at first, and a quick and easy out to get things going in the 5th.
I was laughing at Miles Risley there going back and forth as they were repositioning him 15 to 20 feet to the left on the opposite field side, and then it was like, nope, moved him back to straightaway center, and then they moved him back. I think Riz was just getting the shuttle work. If you remember as a high school basketball kid, you'd get in the lane and do the shuttle work back and forth.
Mitch, pick a spot. Tell me where you want me.
Come on, Coach Bo, you're killing the guy. He doesn't need exercise that bad.
All right, here's Nick Jamarusti, the DH, right-handed hitter. Ball 1 from Obermuller. Slider that dropped low and in. Jamarusti singled in the 3rd. That's when Ohio State put on a little bit of pressure. Got their inning started with the single then. The 1-0 catches the outside corner. A called strike, 1-1.
Yeah, Jim Marusti just a .228 hitter on the year. So you expect Obi to go, okay, so you sabotaged me there the first time. We'll be a little smarter about it this time.
1-1 hit on the ground well and through into left center field. He has Ohio State's hits today, both of them.
That was 108 off the bat, so crushing ground ball there. Unfortunately for Iowa, with the shift, they shifted themselves out of position, and the speed from Ohio State is on first base.
Yes, Jamarusti with 10 stolen bases, leading the team. As we discussed when he got on last time.
Yeah, 6-0 felt like a weird time to run. 9-0 feels like a really weird time to run, but got to fight your way back into it somehow.
Bussey is the batter. Showed the bunt and pulled it back. It was a strike anyway.
It was an unbuntable pitch, though. Protect your kneecaps, and ball catches the inside part of the plate there on the left-hand batter's box side.
0-1. Called strike. Outside corner.
And a fastball on the outside part of the plate, so he's probably going to kind of go back to what the scouting report is with Bussey. I would imagine he's going to spin him wide here this time.
Obermuller's 0-2. Swing and a miss. He had Bussey totally fooled. 2 down.
No chance there. Strikeout number 9 for Cade.
Third baseman, Mark Stevens.
And again, exactly what you want to do after your team adds to the lead. Get out there, get on the mound, get in the strike zone, get some outs.
First pitch just low and out from Cade. Looked good, but off the plate away from Mark Stevens, the right-handed hitter for the Buckeyes. Iowa leads Ohio State 9-0, top of the 5th here in Iowa City. Next pitch from Obi, sailed outside, got to the backstop, and so Jamarusti will scurry to second base.
Interesting pitch there from Obi. Not even close for Rogers to snag, so. And just a deep breath for Cade here. You get the number 9 hitter just hitting 193. Go get him.
Here's the 2-0. Dropped it in for a strike, 2-1. Next pitch, fouled back to the screen, and boom, just like that, Cade's evened the count.
Was it Lipsy that pulled the ball back in? Not last year, would have been 2 years ago. The home run to right over the W. Is that Maryland, the guy that
I'm thinking Maryland, the guy that we saw out this fall, too. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch from Obermueller. Blooped into shallow right field. Beeman is battling the sun. Now it carries on him a bit, right in front of the track. Wow. And Beeman makes the catch for the third out. That ball lifted with the wind, didn't it?
Wind dated, got out a long ways, but Beeman makes the catch to end the inning.
9-0 Iowa. We'll bring you the bottom of the 5th right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
At U.S. Cellular, we believe in having healthy relationships with our phones so we can have better relationships with each other. Introducing US Mode, a way to set your phone for less distraction and deeper connection. So dinner can sound less like this and more like this.
What'd you learn today? The sauropod was the tallest dinosaur ever.
Oh my goodness. Visit U.S. Cellular in-store or online and we'll help set your phone to US Mode, even if you're not a customer. U.S. Cellular, the 5G network built for us. See uscellular.com for details.
Brown Deer Golf Club offers a pure golf experience. Manicured bent grass fairways with tees and greens carved into gracefully rolling landscape. Challenging, yet extremely playable. Improve your game with PGA instruction and our full-service pro shop. Treat yourself to Bunker's Bar and Grill for lunch or dinner. And our scenic Greenview Banquet Room is perfect for weddings or any special event. Brown Deer Golf Club, a stunning country club setting at affordable public rates.
Hey Hawkeye fans, today we're talking about a little different black and gold than what you might think. Get your all-new Pac-Man scratch tickets day from the Iowa Lottery. It's available at your favorite Iowa Lottery retailer, and that's not all. With the Pac-Man Second Chance promotion, you could waka waka, winning $15,000 or even $25,000, plus your very own Pac-Man arcade. Enter today and find details at ialottery.com.
All right, Iowa sends 9-1-2. The batter's box in the 5th, holding a 9-0 lead. Iowa has scored in 3 of the first 4 innings today. Let's continue that trend.
4 of the first 5 would put Iowa in a position to end this game early.
Fine by us. Here is Ben Swales to lead it off. He takes a pitch inside.
Is that game a final?
What do you got, John?
Northwestern beats Illinois 5-4.
Whoa.
2 runs, bottom of the 9th to walk them off.
There's a strike to Swales, 1-1. We'll see the Wildcats in a couple weeks. What stands out to you in the box score?
Jackson Freeman was 3 for 5 with a couple RBIs. 2 for 5. Ryan Kukarak. So yeah, 5 hits. 5 of the 6 hits came from 2 guys.
Wow. And Illinois, they've lost quite a bit from their team that qualified for regional last year. Is that right?
Seems that way.
2-1 on Swales. Here's the pitch. That's another strike, 2-2.
But yeah, a solid outing from the bullpen. McMillan and Grunkemeyer came in 4 innings, gave up just 1 run, 2 hits, a couple walks. I think that's 2 walks for the Wildcats. Stayed in the strike zone.
2-2, Swales fights it off and hit it in the air foul. What else is going on around the league? Looks like Michigan and Purdue are starting a series. What are some other conference matchups?
Michigan State, Penn State, High Point, Minnesota, Rutgers and Oregon, Indiana, UCLA, Nebraska, USC, Maryland, Washington.
Inside and low, and Swales has worked a full count.
And cover the gang. My usual spot, I'll pull up the standings, my usual spot for games. Oregon and UCLA on top of the Big Ten. Iowa, Indiana, Penn State, all a game back.
3-2 to Swales is inside. He draws his second walk of the day.
Really good at bat there from Ben. Stuck with that, fell behind, and then just kept working. Was able to draw the walk. Yeah, it'll be really strange just for, you're never going to quite know where you stand because there's going to be, everybody's bye weeks fall differently, and so you feel like you're in a good spot, and so just win series, get the best you can. You're trying to hunt for that top 4 spot.
And to add to that, John, with more teams coming into the Big Ten, obviously it waters down the overlap of each team playing each other. Obviously, we haven't been able to do that in a few years now with the expansion from several years ago. But now you play basically half the teams in the Big Ten, and you miss the other half.
Yeah, there's 17 teams in the Big Ten, 16 not including you, and so you're only going to play 10 of them.
Right.
And so, depending on how your schedule shakes out, you really just want to win enough games to get in the tournament. Then anything can happen.
Patel cannot find the zone. He walked Swales, and he has fallen behind on Wilmus 3-0.
Because it's 3-team pools.
Yeah, change to the tournament format.
Yeah, change to the format. So it'll be 3-team pools. So you're going to play 2 games to try to get through your pool.
There's a strike at the knees.
And so your best bet there is obviously to be one of the top 4.
Three balls and a strike on Wilmus. Patel delivers. Ben takes high, ball 4. Back-to-back walks. As Iowa threatening in the 5th with Gable Mitchell coming up.
Feels like maybe our wind starts to threaten a little bit more.
Yeah, wind shifting a little bit. I know there's some rain in the forecast later tonight. It was news to me until a couple hours ago that there was a possibility for rain today. First pitch to Gable Mitchell's low and in for a ball. Low and out, rather.
I don't blame you with all the traffic coming through here. Holy cow. We need a light and a one-way street sign. And
I won't mind when the new press box comes around, John. Ball 2 to Mitchell.
Yeah, that will be great.
Not just for us, by the way. I want to clear that up. For all the media that cover, for our game management folks up here that share the booth with us.
Well, we're pretty fortunate that our buddy Matty Andrews and his partner are not here today. Matt does women's basketball for Ohio State too, because we've got the SID from Ohio State in here. We've got the Big Ten Plus. AJ's by himself over there today. We've got you and me. We've got the camera beside us. If you put Matty and his partner, we'd all be really friendly, and we'd all be able to hear everybody else's call along the way.
Got a text from we got a text from Matt today. He and his broadcast partner Bob not in town, and that's a bummer for us. They're one of our favorite groups around the Big Ten.
They are a blast.
And I know that they're a little bummed that they're not here in Iowa City either. They have a good time when they're in town. All right, here's Gable Mitchell with runners at first and second. Count is 2-0. It was a brief mound visit for Ohio State. It's now 2-1 after Patel pumps a strike past Gable.
What's not to like about Iowa City?
Love it. No place I'd rather be.
I think they like the wig. I think there's some good opportunities for him.
That was involved in the text message earlier today. Gable hits it high and deep to right, and it is over the leaping Lipsy in front of the wall. It's off the wall. Here comes Swales. He'll score. Wilmus pauses at third. Mitchell cranks a double to right field.
Mitch Bowe got his money's worth there. Ben Wilmus, because of the way base running works, Swales was back to second base to tag, then the ball ricochets off the wall. Ben Wilmus was already almost all the way to second, so he was chasing Swales. Mitch Bowe's windmill is going for Swales, and as soon as Swales crosses him, he throws up the stop sign to Ben Wilmus because had a really good opportunity to have one of those touch the first guy and touch the second guy if that didn't work out quite right.
Iowa 10-0 in the fifth.
That's another line drive, though. If Gable elevates that at all, he gets wind help. Instead, it's just a solid line drive, 102 off the wall.
Here's Reese Moore with 2 in scoring position, nobody out. First pitch to Reese. He lays off the breaking ball, wisely so. The pitch was low.
Buckeyes do have a right-hander down in the bullpen. We do have run rule now, so conference rules change that way.
Not only on getaway day. Here's the 1-0. We hung the breaking ball, and Reese took it. That's all right, 1-1. You're probably getting in the territory for Ohio State where you might not see their best arms coming out of the bullpen at this stage of the game. Counts 1-1 on Reese. Here's the pitch. Chopped foul to the right.
Reese could make sure of that.
Yes.
In any number of ways here.
$10 is the minimum. It is not the maximum. Iowa trying to add to it. Wind continuing to ripple the flags over to right. Here's the 1-2. In the dirt, 2-2.
Good take there, Reese. Not chasing.
So far today, a pretty good day for Reese. 3 for 3. 3 runs, 3 RBIs, 2 home runs, and a double. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Good pitch from Patel. Foul tip into the glove. Reese is out number 1.
Wait, I'm a little surprised and not sure if it was an accident or not. Challenged him 93 on the fastball inside part of the plate. Reese just couldn't quite get turned around on it.
Just missed it because he was swinging for the fences there.
It wasn't for lack of effort.
That's right. Yeah. Hey, if you're gonna go down swinging in a spot like that, that's exactly how you want it to look. First pitch to Risley is a called strike. Second and third with 1 out. 0-1 to Miles. Swing and a miss. He chased a high heater that was not in the zone. 0-2. So Patel's kind of come around a bit now.
Yeah, after really struggling to start this inning. Getting some chase from Iowa hitters.
0-2. Risley bloops into center field, and it is down for a base hit. Wilmus will score. Mitchell gets the red light at third. It's 11-0 on the RBI single from Miles Risley.
Wasn't his strongest connection, but a good, well-placed ball out there, and 11th run across the plate for the Hawks.
And runners at the corners for Dan Rogers. Iowa keeping the foot on the gas. We're in the fifth. Just 1 out. First pitch to Rogers. Good breaking ball, low and outside corner for a strike.
Again, really solid pitch. The arm talent is there. You see it. You saw it both with Butler and now Patel too. Just the consistency.
0-1. Ooh, threw it behind him. Gets to the backstop. Here comes Mitchell sprinting down the line. He scores. And Risley gets to second base.
Super smart play there from Gable Mitchell as he was sliding into the plate head first. Saw the tag. The catcher dove to tag the plate, and Gable did a nice job of kind of pulling his hand after he touched the plate, pulled his hand back to make sure that no damage came to a hand sliding in there.
So Risley out there at second. Rogers the batter. Punches the next pitch down the left field line, and it's caught by Stevens in shallow left. 2 down. Thought that had a chance, but Stevens made a nice play to get back there to grab it.
That would have just been dirty.
Yeah, you're right.
That's an insult to injury sort of one there. He hits 158 miles an hour off the bat. And now with the shift on, you just never know. I mean, they're in kind of weird positions, and I think we're going to get a pitching change here. We might have had enough.
Time called, and yes, it is a pitching change for Ohio State. 12-0 Iowa, bottom of the 5th inning. We'll introduce the new Buckeye pitcher right after this pitching change break. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Something big is happening at Hy-Vee. We've just lowered thousands and thousands of prices on thousands and thousands of items in every aisle and in every department. Online, too. And on many of your favorite products. We've even matched prices with some of the biggest discount stores in the country. Because we get it, times are still tough. So we'll continue to work hard to bring you new lower prices on thousands of items. Things are looking different at Hy-Vee. Come see for yourself.
You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Corn can even fuel your drive to watch the Hawkeyes play when you choose Unleaded 88. It's a fuel that's cheaper, cleaner, and greener. Plus, it's homegrown, making Unleaded 88 the clear choice at the pump and totally worth the hype. So as you head to cheer on the Hawkeyes this season, don't just fuel up. Pump it up with Unleaded 88. Find Unleaded 88 at a station near you. Go to iowacorn.org/88.
Oak Knoll's mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through Life Care, a not-for-profit life plan community serving the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oak Knoll is conveniently located near the University of Iowa Healthcare Campus, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, and downtown Iowa City. A proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics, visit oakknoll.com to learn more.
With Iowa leading Ohio State 12-0 in the bottom of the 5th, the Buckeyes turn to a new pitcher. They bring in right-handed junior from Rockwall, Texas. This is Charlie Geis.
The 6'5 right-hander pitched at Weatherford College. Here at Ohio State, he's been lightly used, an inning and 2/3, 2 hits. He's given up 6 runs. They were all earned as he's walked 4. 32.4 ERA. So fastball is going to be in the upper 80s. He'll throw a slider and a changeup. Tries to be a mixed guy, but really needs the Hawkeyes to chase off speed. So if Iowa can sit on fastball, find one in the middle of the plate, they'll be able to do some damage.
And Jackson Frost comes up with 2 outs. Still another run out there to get with Miles Risley standing on second base. Right-handed pitcher, right-handed hitter. First one to Jackson. Hit on the ground is short. Ellis has this one, lobs it on the run to retire Frost on 1 pitch. 3 more runs come across, 12-0 Hawks. We're back for the 6th right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Express Midwest is Iowa's locally owned and operated ground transportation specialists who have served Iowa City for more than 37 years. With a selection of chauffeured black cars, limos, sprinters, and buses, they have solutions for all your transport needs. Check out their website to find a full list of services, rates, and more at expressmidwest.com. That's expressmidwest.com.
Play ball! It's college baseball season, and we're here to talk about it.
Every week, join Kyle Schassberger and me, David Kahn, as we deliver the best of college baseball.
We've got all the diamond talk you can imagine, with interviews from coaches, players, broadcasters, and more.
Plus, we'll give you our weekly rankings, hot takes, and a whole lot of fun.
Step into the batter's box and let us deliver our best fastball.
Wherever you podcast by searching College Sports Now.
John Evans and John Liu in the broadcast booth at Banks. Iowa leading Ohio State 12-0 in the top of the 6th inning. Cade Obermueller returns to the mound. Cade has fired 75 pitches. He's allowed just 2 hits in his 5 innings of work. He struck out 9 and walked 1. And he'll face the top of the Ohio State order now in the 6th. Iowa within the run rule limit. Got to get through the top of the 7th, though. So let's hold Ohio State off the board. As Lipsy is in the box. First pitch, called a ball inside. Lefty on lefty. Lipsy's 0 for 2 this afternoon with the ground out and a strikeout. Cade's 1-0. Low and out, ball 2. Lipsy a bit more disciplined already in this at-bat. As Cade's been too far inside, too far outside and low.
It came up at a big spot, too. Felt like the game, maybe not in the balance, but a chance for Ohio State to get back in it.
Cade can't find it with the fastball, ball 3. Cade's allowed 2 hits today, both of them coming from the 7-hitter Nick Jamarusti. 3-0. That's across for a strike. Good for Cade to stay in the count.
Yeah, he sat in the dugout a long time that time. A lot of balls, the pitching change.
That's right. Even though 3 runs came across, there was plenty to go around. Here's the 3-1 outside. Ball 4. Second walk issued by Obermueller today, and that is the speedy Lipsy who reaches first.
Yeah, I don't imagine the speed will come into play too much unless there's a ball actually hit this time, but big strong lead over there though.
Cade throws the fastball past Lee Ellis, who's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts today. The 0-1. That drifted outside. Ball 1.
On one hand, I like how quickly Cade's working. On the other hand, I'd like him to take a deep breath and really focus in here on what he's trying to accomplish.
Short lead at first base. The 1-1. Popped foul, right side. Guerin gives it a look, but it'll find the seats. Beyond the seats, foul. The grandstand right. And now Cade, who's done very well against Ellis all day, has him on the back foot again with 2 strikes. Obermueller's pitch. Fouled back to the pad. We'll do it again.
Buckeyes have been able to put a couple leadoff hitters on now, but back in the 3rd when they did it, they had a mess and got Iowa into a little bit of trouble, and Cade struck his way out of it.
1-2's hit on the ground to 3rd. Frost picks it up, throw to 2nd for 1, over to 1st, just a little bit late on the throw to 1st. But they do get the lead runner Lipsy at 2nd base.
And the lack of a clean pickup there cost the double play. But again, did a good job. Stay with it, didn't panic, was able to get the lead.
A sharply hit roller to Frost. It just didn't cleanly pick it up into the glove.
Well, those are the hardest balls, too, because you're expecting a hop somewhere along the way.
And it just never comes.
No, it never comes. And, you know, that's the beauty of turf is, you know, you don't get something funny in the base path and something weird that way, but stayed right on the ground.
0-1 from Obermueller, hit left side. Frost backhand, long throw to first base is not quite in time. And Petterini beat it out.
That was the picture definition of what Coach Heller described as a kind of a mishit ball, but just well positioned and weak contact. Petterini, good hustle down the line, is able to beat it out. Iowa will challenge, but I think he looked safe to me.
It's worth a shot, right?
Sure, why not?
Iowa leading 12-0 in the top of the 6th. I agree with you, though, John. It does look safe to me. But worth the challenge. And so the umpires disappear beyond the first base dugout.
Hawkeye Baseball is brought to you by Brown Deer Golf Club in Coralville, featuring Bunkers Bar and Grill. Enjoy a great Bunkers menu with burgers, chicken, salads, and wraps, and Gimmy's Pizza and Wings, a new pop-up menu at Bunkers that's all about savory pizza and mouth-watering wings. To-go orders are welcome, as are you and your family at Brown Deer Golf in Coralville.
We'll be back here tomorrow for Game 2 of the series with Ohio State. First pitch is at 2 o'clock here at Banks. We'll be on the air at 1:30 on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Series finale scheduled for Sunday at 1 o'clock. Gold out against the Buckeyes. As it stands right now, Iowa looks like they'll start on the front foot in this series with Ohio State, which is good to see. Let's seal the deal and finish this one out.
I don't know how that works for a weekend. We haven't done it this year.
I know. How are we going to handle that? All right, umpires have emerged. Let's see. He is safe at first base after the review. And after our independent review up in the booth, courtesy of the Big Ten Plus video stream, we agree.
I would have thought that too. I'm not surprised at all. My eyes originally told me that, and I have great eyes, so that's really good with that stuff. And then looking at the replays.
So Gravelin comes up with first and second and one out.
Cade's been a little unlucky here. He's gotten 2 ground balls.
Right.
Only got 1 out of the 2 ground balls.
Obermuller's 1-0. Outside, ball 2.
There's a couple of guys you don't want to make a mistake to in this Buckeye lineup.
Gravelin hits this in the air, right side. Beeman moving over towards the line, now drifting back. Jackson spinning, turning, he dives, he caught it. Runners will tag to second and third.
Appeal to first.
Iowa thinks that they might have the runners doubled up. Throw it to first base just to see, and he's is safe at first. The umpire patting his chest, maybe didn't follow it closely enough.
Yeah, the guy at first, boy, the guy at first was tough.
I tell you what, though, the wind played with that ball, and Beeman made a miraculous catch, because he probably had no business catching that because of the way the wind twisted it and turned it up there. And he does a great job to catch it, diving towards his right when he was near the line. And the runner's able to advance to second and third now with 2 outs in a 12-0 game.
So the hard part about this is the first base umpire goes all the way out because he's got to see, does Jackson Beeman catch it or not? The second base umpire is obviously doing his thing. Home plate umpire has to get and check to see. So now, does everybody do their secondary jobs here? And I just don't know that. One, I don't know that they're going to get a replay synced up enough to know.
Yeah, this will be interesting. Now I'm not sure what the umpires are discussing something, but they're talking with Ohio State's side, and I'm not sure what that could be about. Beeman certainly made the catch in right. There's no doubt about that. And there will be Ohio State is challenging. Is Ohio State challenging? No, we'll have an umpire challenge. I'm sorry. Umpire challenge of a potential double play, I guess we could say.
Yeah.
They're not challenging the catch in right.
No.
Am I correct there?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, he clearly could. So they're going to have to. I don't know what the capability to stitch up a couple replays are, but they're going to need to do that, because they're just not going to have a view that shows both Jackson Beeman making the leaping catch in right, or diving, falling, however you describe it, versus when the runner left first.
Well, the replay crew next door will have a hard time. They'll be working to figure this out.
Outstanding catch from Beeman. Just to stick with it. Boy.
It'll be tough. We'll see what they come up with. Let's pause in the meantime. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. 10-second station ID. This is Iowa Hawkeye Baseball. All right, the umpire is still taking a look at things down the right field line.
Yeah, I mean,
Big Ten, the TV stream appears to think that we're looking at the catch by Beeman.
Well, that may be all they can show, though. They may not be able to stitch together the two. He gets to second base really quickly for a guy that maybe didn't leave early.
Too quickly, John? Or are you maybe?
I think so, but again, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Yeah, I mean, the guy at second, of course, is. Yeah, I guess I'm not surprised, just from a standpoint of I don't know that they were going to be able to. They were going to be able to tell.
And so the review, let's say, inconclusive. And so we'll continue on with 2 outs for Ohio State.
But that's another ball, too. That ball carried a long way for a ball that was not hit very hard. Looked like a pop-up.
2 in scoring position for Eckelman. Cade delivers. A strike at the knees.
95 from Cade. So, I mean, that is pretty sharp for 6th inning now work here, 5 2/3.
The 0-1 delivery. Strike 2. Threw it right by him.
95 again.
Iowa trying to hold Ohio State off the scoreboard. Iowa dugout on the leaning forward. The 0-2. Low and in. 1-2.
98.
Woo!
Cade does have it in the tank. He doesn't bring it out very often. Had it in the tank, though.
Iowa fans getting behind Obermueller on the 1-2 pitch. Chop to the left side. Frost gloves it. Throws on the run in time. And the Hawks get out of the inning. Nothing doing for the Buckeyes as Cade walks off the mound, nodding his head. Yes, sir. Good job, Cade.
96. So Cade found something in the tank and went after him, and that's exactly what we've been talking about for Cade to finish up the inning.
12-0 Iowa. We're back for the bottom of the 6th right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Not all internet is created equal. It's a lot like choosing a quarterback. Technically, you could sign up any new rookie provider on the block, but the success of every device in your home depends on it. Will they perform in the clutch, or will they buffer under pressure? Extreme provides the speed you need with a 100% gigabit technology network and amplified Wi-Fi. And unlike signing a quarterback, Extreme Internet requires no contracts. There's only one pick to lead your team. It's Extreme, powered by Mediacom.
Express Midwest is Iowa's locally owned and operated ground transportation specialists who have served Iowa City for more than 37 years. With a selection of chauffeured black cars, limos, sprinters, and buses, they have solutions for all your transport needs. Check out their website to find a full list of services, rates, and more at expressmidwest.com. That's expressmidwest.com.
For comprehensive coverage of college baseball, tune to SiriusXM Big Ten Radio Channel 372 in the car and on the all-new SiriusXM app. SiriusXM is home of your favorite team and conference, including live games plus interviews and analysis. So cheer along with the SiriusXM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. Get a free trial at SiriusXM.com/Big Ten Radio 2025. Jackson Beeman will lead off the bottom of the 6th inning for the Hawkeyes. 12-0 here at Banks. Iowa looking to open their Big Ten Friday off with a win. Can't sweep if you don't win.
That's right.
You don't
Can't win them all if you don't win the first one. This does feel like an opportunity for Iowa to finish off this homestand with a few wins in a row, but one pitch, one play at a time.
That was pitch 94 for Cade, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you'll see him come back out or not. I wouldn't hate the idea of Cade coming out and trying to finish it up.
Beeman's first pitch is inside from Geis.
Jackson just missed a few pitches today. Tried to elevate the ball and send it straight up in the air instead of on a line as he swings over the top of that fastball.
Wheels are turning for Beeman. Let's see if he can put it together.
Pitch 93 for Cade was 98.
Wow.
Pitch 94, breaking ball misses just outside there. Pitch 94 was 96. So his two fastest pitches of the game were 93 and 94.
Two balls and a strike on Beeman. Here's the pitch. Jackson hits it on a line to left, and the left fielder drops down to a knee and makes the catch. That's Gravelin, one away.
That was well struck there. That's 105, but just you're not going to get a ball to carry it all to left. And now it had a little bit of the opposite of his previous at bats, more straight in. Thought maybe he could get it to top spin a little bit, but you're going to get a ball out. I think today it's going to have to be over toward the dental lot and not toward the wrestling facility.
Right. Here's Blake Guerin. Another at bat for Blake. Takes slowing in around the shins. Go ahead, John.
I was just saying, talking to Kyle Huckstorf before the game today. He's here in town for a few days, and he said he loves that day like today. You just kind of hit it toward the batter's eye and let it blow out to right center field.
Right. He did a good job of that. Guerin turns away from the 1-0. I was thinking we've had more days where the wind is blowing out than we did. I can't remember which year it was, 2 years ago or last year. I felt like whichever year I'm thinking of.
Both combined?
It could be. It feels like the wind is always blowing in from Carver and coming right over the scoreboard and right into our faces or the faces of the folks sitting in the grandstand to the right.
Well, you figure generally speaking, you get a north wind in the spring, a little cooler. Swing and a miss there from Blake. And so, yeah, you get that north wind coming in, and it just never feels like it's helpful to the hitters. But this spring, with some of the warm weather we've had, and certainly the temperature changes just in general.
Next pitch to Guerin. That's low. Count's now full. Geis is ready, the right-hander. Kicks and fires. Guerin fouled it off in the box.
Shaking out his own foot there.
Yeah, that
knocked it off his own leg.
$12-0 Iowa in the bottom of the sixth. Blake's back in the box. Here's another 3-2. Popped up on the infield, right to the right of the pitcher's mound. It's Miller, the first baseman, who comes sprinting down to make the catch. 2 down.
Really good pitch from Geis there. Got the fastball in on the hands. Might have been in off the plate, but home plate umpire has been a little friendly on that. Blake has to swing and protect, and little jam shot cue ball just pops straight up in the air.
And here's Ben Swales. He swings and misses at the first pitch. Slider that moved outside.
Don't chase.
Yeah.
Been a good day for Ben, though.
Counts 0-1. Fastball in. Ball on a strike.
Just 1 for 1, but walked twice and scored runs both times he walked.
Ben gets on. It's been good news for Iowa today. Inside again, ball 2 from Geis. Ohio State will have the bottom portion of their order coming up. 6, 7, 8. Miller, Jamarusti, and Bussey, unless they make any changes.
Cannon Archer is jacketless out there, so maybe he's ready.
Swales takes a called strike, 2-2.
Again, you're 3 outs away from a complete game. Mind seeing him get the ball, at least give him an opportunity to finish it up.
Sure. 2-2, the pitch to Swales. Swing and a miss, a drop third strike. The tag is applied, and Iowa goes down quietly in the 6th. 3 outs to go as we'll head to the 7th. 12-0, Iowa out in front. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Which schools will take home the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup as the top college athletic programs for the 2024-25 college athletics season? You can follow the standings of your favorite team or alma mater at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2025 to the winning institutions in all college sports divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
FS Envision Seed Corn and FS High Soy Soybeans provide best-in-class traits and genetics that perform. In farming, bushels matter to your bottom line. Our field-proven products deliver high yields year after year. Get the seed you need from the people you trust. Contact your local FS Envision and High Soy retailer or visit fsseed.com to learn more.
Top of the 7th in Iowa City. Iowa 12, Ohio State 0. Well, we got our answer. New pitcher into the game for the Hawks. So that'll draw Cade's day to a close as Chaz Wheatley comes in, the right-handed senior from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Big Maple into the game.
7 appearances on the year. Chaz is 1-0 with a 1.80 ERA. 5 innings, 4 hits. He's given up a run. It was earned. He's walked 5, struck out 6. Hit a couple batters. Hawks will look for him to just put up a quick, clean inning here. Kellen Strohmeyer in to play right field for Jackson Beeman.
And Cooper Schulte into the game playing third. He enters for Jason Frost. So a couple of last-second changes as if Iowa can prevent Ohio State from scoring more than 2 runs, we'll be out of here early.
Started early, end early.
Yeah.
I like the way that sounds.
Moved the game up today and might get home before the sun goes down. At least we should.
You certainly give yourself a chance to beat the rain if we can get out of here in 3 outs.
Get home in time for the night session of several of the first-round March Madness games. You been watching any of them, John?
Watched a lot of the March Madness. Nice win for Drake last night. I thought it got a little nervy there for a minute.
It did. Wheatley facing Miller. First pitch is fouled off. Yeah, good win for Drake. Looks like Iowa State won today, 82-55.
Don't care.
I don't know why I even said that, John. 0-1 from Wheatley is outside.
Yeah, I will, just don't. Good for them.
Good for them. You fill out a bracket?
Nope.
I don't know why I do, to be honest with you. It's a cause of frustration. It's a source of frustration for me. As the 1-1 is a called strike, 1-2.
Yeah, I think that's where it got to for me. Was it just got to be so frustrating. Feeling like I felt like I should know something, and I knew absolutely nothing. It was just irritating.
1-2 on Miller. Wheatley with a long pause. Now he fires outside.
South Carolina women clearly carrying that chip on their shoulder. Beat Texas Tech by 60.
Woo! Texas Tech, man.
Or I'm sorry, Tennessee Tech.
Okay.
Tennessee
Tech.
Right. My fault. Completely misspoke.
The Iowa women play tomorrow. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Breaking ball got Miller 1 down.
Good day for the Big Ten in the women's side. Indiana beats Utah, 9 seed over an 8. Michigan beats Iowa State.
Now we'll bring that one up.
We'll bring that one up. And just purely for Big Ten purposes. Ohio State in a battle early on against Montana State, 28-27. And Nebraska up early over Louisville, 12-8. I guess Oregon. I care about Oregon now in the Big Ten. They're up over Vanderbilt, 31-23.
One away for Nick Jamarusti. Wheatley's fastball low and in. Aaron Savary on the mound tomorrow for Iowa. He'll get the start. Savary has been so strong for the Hawks this year. Wheatley's 1-0. That's a called strike, 1-1. Jamarusti has Ohio State's 2 hits today. Slider low and out from Wheatley. It's called a ball.
He's the only hit that's left the infield. The other one was a infield single. So another 12 over 5. Colorado State beats Memphis.
2-1 is swung on a miss, 2-2. That was a very popular pick by several people. That was the Big 12-5. I don't know if that's much of an upset. Do you, John?
It doesn't feel like it anymore. I mean, and obviously what McNeese State did that to Clemson, too.
I don't think there were any major upsets. 2-2. Grounded foul over the left. You didn't get that 3 over 14, or 14 over 3 or 15 over 2 yet. Alabama was tested earlier today for quite a long time, pretty much the whole game.
Yeah, just ended up 9-point winners over Robert Morris. The vaunted SEC. They're, 14 teams? Might as well just replay their conference tournament.
Wheatley's 2-2. Swing and a miss. That was disgusting from Chaz. Whoa!
Outstanding frisbee there. TrackMan tells me 24 inches of horizontal break.
I'll buy it. And Ohio State down to their final out. Unless they could start a multi-run, 2-out rally with Bussey coming up.
Let's root against that.
I'm leaning one way over the other, John.
I am starting to get colder, so.
First pitch strike from Chaz.
Y'all were making fun of me when I came here dressed to be warm.
I've had to take back some words several times, John, when it comes to criticizing you for your...
As I told you and Leandra, I'm not preparing for 3 o'clock. I'm preparing for 7 o'clock. Now, hopefully we don't make it to 7 o'clock, but that's still the time frame I was preparing for.
Wheatley's got Bussey in a hole. No balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Wheatley's pitch. Called third strike. He got him. And the Hawks win it 12-0 in 7 innings over the Buckeyes.
Really well done. Both sides of the equation there. Actually, all 3, if you're going to count phases. Offense was good. Capitalized on some Ohio State mistakes. Cade Obermueller was sharp on the mound for 90% of the game and really got on it when he wasn't. And a couple of really solid defensive plays picked up the Hawks there as well.
Wheatley strikes out the side to slam the door on Ohio State. 12-0 Iowa over Ohio State in 7 innings. Good, strong start to the series for the Black and Gold. We'll be back after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Get a great deal on select Kubota equipment. The BX Series is the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. The versatile lineup is built to help you make the most of your land. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for $0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months. Plus, save up to $1,500 on select equipment. Now through September 30th, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com/disclaimers for full disclaimer.
Check out Kubota's winning lineup. Visit KubotaUSA.com to find your local dealer.
John Evans and John Leo in the booth at Banks. Iowa 12-0 over Ohio State to get this weekend started off on the right foot. Taking the series lead over Ohio State. Iowa can win it tomorrow with Aaron Savory on the mound. All right, John Evans, you get the first word of our postgame coverage of Iowa's win.
This is going to be the happiest Marty Sutherland has ever been when you talk to him.
All right.
I mean, I just think all around again, Iowa hitters struck out 5 times. So, they limited the number there, but drew 5 walks to offset that and had a hit by pitch. So, you won the battle there. You got a couple guys reach up on an error. Just constant pressure from the Hawks. Scored in 4 of the 6th innings. Scored multiple runs in 4 of the 6th innings. Hawkeye pitchers were 68% strikes. Just 107 pitches through the 7 innings. I was trying to find in the advanced metrics, what Iowa did wrong. 6 for 12 with runners in scoring position, 7 for 15 with runners on base. Best you can do, I guess, 1 for 7 with 2 outs was the only stat Iowa just didn't absolutely excel at today.
Now, you kind of feel a breath of fresh air that Iowa picks up that win to start a series, and we'll see how they handle it tomorrow now with some of that pressure relieved. Maybe you feel like you could play a little bit more loose, but I don't think that Iowa should drop any of their edge at all.
No, one of the things Iowa has done is they've shown a really strong grittiness as the series has gone on, and that'll be important now to keep that edge as it keeps moving forward for the rest of the weekend.
All right, Coach Sutherland is on his way up to the booth. We'll talk to him right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Play ball! It's college baseball season, and we're here to talk about it.
Every week, join Kyle Schassberger and me, David Kahn, as we deliver the best of college baseball.
We've got all the diamond talk you can imagine, with interviews from coaches, players, broadcasters, and more.
Plus, we'll give you our weekly rankings, hot takes, and a whole lot of fun.
Step into the batter's box and let us deliver our best fastball.
Wherever you podcast by searching College Sports Now.
Leaders know there's no guide to greatness. When everyone else says something can't be done, they know it only hasn't been done yet. True leaders weather the fiercest storms and look deep within themselves to rise above and help others find their way forward. At Great Southern Bank, we're proud to partner with visionaries that help raise the tide for all of us. And when you're ready to bring your vision to life, we'll be right behind you with award-winning support.
Iowa takes down Ohio State 12-0 in 7 innings this afternoon here at Banks. We're joined by Associate Head Coach Marty Sutherland. Coach, congrats on that clean, sharp win.
Yeah, just a really complete game. Just really good across the board, and you don't draw it up much better than that. You get Cade really sharp, especially early, and then we're able to just kind of put up crooked numbers throughout the day.
Won the game on Tuesday, Coach, against UIC, but just could kind of sense maybe didn't play as well as we thought we should have. The guys looked really inspired today and came out firing right away.
Yeah, and I don't think any of us are super surprised, but that does test your mettle a little bit, and they should have walked out of there on Tuesday unhappy with just how we performed, and I think some of that was focus and some of those things you have control over, right? And certainly they were locked in from the get-go. Offensively it looks top-heavy, but when you think about those at-bats, by Jackson, Caleb, Blake, there were a lot of good at-bats in there. They just didn't have anything to show for it. So I thought our lineup was really long. The one thing that we did a great job with, I think there was 5 or 6 times we were 0-2 counts and we got on base. And something we track, call them 0-2 comebacks, and just a great job by our guys not panicking and doing a great job with 2 strikes. And, just really happy for Cade, after a couple tough starts. the one inning, it's first and second, and he gets 3 punch-outs. I thought there was a little bit more I'm trying to say the nice word about this. I just thought there was a little bit more gumption, a little bit more bearing down, in moments he needed to. And you think about the last inning, he was out there second and third. All of a sudden now we're seeing 4, 5, 97, 96.
It's incredible.
And that's what you want to see. I think that's where he was just needing to make the next little step, was just like putting guys away, which he did. Just by finding a little bit other gear. And so that was awesome to see, and that's a really good offense. Yeah. It's a really good offense on a tough day to pitch with the wind. Cade was magnificent.
Offensively, Coach, how about Reese? Reese has been on a tear the past couple games.
Yeah, Reese is in a really good place. Hits a breaking ball out, then hits a changeup out, then stays on a fastball backside at 3-2. That's a professional hitter. He's in a great place and really doing a great job. And, you think back to, we end up with 10 hits, damage, right? We hit 3 homers, another maybe 3 or 4 doubles. So six extra base hits, out of the 10, and that's what leads you to score a bunch of runs. So really happy. Again, I thought we were difficult 1 through 9, and that's who we want to be. And we talk about our 1/9 all the time. I thought you saw that, and some guys didn't have anything to show for it, but their at-bats were really good. And so that's what you want to see. And, that kid had pitched really well against Indiana last week. So, he was coming off his best start, and I thought our guys were just really locked in offensively.
How do you handle first of all, is there? And then if there is, how do you handle the challenge of okay, we won that series opening game. We got to keep that edge tomorrow to take to these guys again? I
think you just challenge them and I think after a game like this, you're just saying, I hope you realize how good you can be, right? Like how good you can be when you guys are all pulling for each other, and which they do. But when you kind of put it together, who do you want to be moving forward? Is this just, we had a good day, or is this what we do 90% of the time? And Tuesday, you wipe that one away. A game of baseball, those days do happen, but you figured out a way to win. But like, who do you want to be? I just hope you understand how good you can be. And certainly that was a little bit of today. And so the challenge is, tomorrow isn't any easier, and it's the realization that it takes the same focus every single day. It doesn't change regardless if you had a great or a poor day. Tomorrow isn't easier, regardless of what you think. They're not going to lie down. You're going to get a great effort out of Ohio State. And so it's just the understanding that it takes what it takes every single day, and it's that consistency that we're searching for. And certainly over the past 8 to 10 games, we've seen it a lot more often. So that's the good thing. But the challenging thing is it can't just be for 8 to 10 games. It's got to be for 30 more, as you roll in through the rest of the season.
All right, Coach, that's a great message. Love it. Let's go attack them again tomorrow.
Thanks, John.
Associate Head Coach Marty Sutherland on our postgame show from Banks. 12-0, Iowa beats Ohio State in 7 innings. Plenty of highlights from this one. Let's hear them. Next pitch from Cade. Popped it up, left side, foul ground. Frost moving over, Obermueller off the mound, and it's Cade that makes the catch right in front of the Ohio State dugout. An acrobatic grab from Obi, and the Buckeyes go down 1-2-3. Wilmus with a good lead at second. The 1-2, hit in the air to right. Get going, baby. It is gone. Reese Moore with a shot to right. And the Hawks are on the board first in the first. It's 2-0. The pitch to Gable. Hit well to right field. It's carrying. Get going, baby. It is gone. Gable Mitchell with a bomb to right. 5-0 Hawks. As Reese hits one in the air to right. Right fielder going back. He leaps up, and did he bring it in? He did not. Moore with a home run to right. His second of the game. 6-0 Hawks. Yeah. Cade's pitch. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Cade. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Obermueller, deep breath from the belt. Kicks and fires. Called third strike. Obermueller threw him the chair. First pitch to Dan. Swing and a drive. Deep right field. It is gone. D-Raj with a shot to right. 9-0 Hawks. Obermueller's 0-2. Swing and a miss. He had Bussey totally fooled. 2 down. Wheatley's pitch. Called third strike. He got him. And the Hawks win it 12-0 in 7 innings over the Buckeyes. Iowa now 12-8 on the season, 5-2 in the Big Ten, and the win streak is up to 4. The Hawks will look to add to it tomorrow with a 2 o'clock first pitch against the Buckeyes here at Banks. All right, that'll do it for our coverage of Iowa Hawkeye baseball today. Iowa 12-0 in 7 innings over the Ohio State Buckeyes. For my great board op down the line, Brett, great job. Nice working with you today, Brett. Great job. And my color analyst, John Evans, I'm John Leo saying so long from Banks. We'll talk to you tomorrow, 2 o'clock first pitch, 1:30 our pregame begins on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Every day is a great day to be a Hawkeye. Some are just a little bit better than others. So long, everybody.
Iowa Hawkeye Baseball has been brought to you by Iowa Corn. You might think Iowa just grows corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. Iowa Lottery. Be a VIP with the Iowa Lottery. Visit ialottery.com for details. Mid-American Energy. Call 811 before you dig. It's the law. Visit midamericanenergy.com for natural gas safety tips. U.S. Cellular, the official wireless partner of the Iowa Hawkeyes. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Also brought to you by Wellmark, here for every member, every moment. Learn more at wellmark.com. U.S. Bank, proud to sponsor the Iowa Hawkeyes. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.